The final drink. Do you remember the time, DJ Sue, when you fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met?
Wait, hold up there, nigga.
Hold up there. Hold on now. Hold on now. You probably seen three of us, and you're probably saying like, "Wait a minute." Usually, I just see D. I see D, and I see DJ Sue's face. I don't see Chris's face. Well, guess what? He's a guest on this one today. Hello, Chris. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep it to yourself, you dirty. I like off the wall and nothing else lover. So we can.
I mean, I have rants that ties into this music video. Honestly.
I,
Oh,
oh,
this gonna be good then.
oh.
Yeah. We I'm here guesting, talking about Remember the Time. So recently with the Grammys, a lot of Gen X and Boomers are out here talking cash shit about how, oh, you millennials don't know nothing about MTV and BET when they were showing music videos all the time. And I'm like, nigga, I'm 40 years old. I know all about this. The reason why I said a lot of us millennials were pissed off at this dickhead on Twitter was because it's like, Remember the Time came out in 92, right?
Yes.
92, right? I remember how much of a big deal it was when it premiered on MTV. My
Now,
folks
hold on.
sat
Now,
down and watched this.
I was going to
The
stop. I was
the
going to stop you on that.
ticker.
I gotta get that together. Let me get that together. I
Okay.
forgot all about that. But that being said, when you said premiere, this is where I'm gonna go to Eris. Eris, wasn't that on Fox that it premiered on?
It
On
premiered
Fox on
on.
Fox.
I
'Cause
saw
I
it on
remember
MTV.
because
I
I
didn't see
remember
it on
that being
Fox.
in now personally, I remember it being in conjunction with like Living Color or something like that. But basically Michael Jackson had his own TV special to put out the music video, if I'm not mistaken on that
He
one, man.
usually was pretty good about that.
Yeah,
First of
Mike.
all, no. Here you go. So remember the time it was promoted, of course, as all of his projects are promoted as a short film. It premiered
Fine.
on ABC, NBC, Fox, BET, and MTV on February 2nd, 1992.
Black and
Wait,
white.
wait,
Black and white was on
wait.
Fox. He's right on
Wait,
that.
Yeah, black and white
wait,
was on Fox.
wait, wait,
Simulcast,
wait.
baby.
You mean to tell me Mike had this shit simulcasted?
Yes.
We saw it on MTV. I remember that succinctly. MTV.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's power.
Mike had to go. Yeah, I understand.
That's
This is when the,
power.
this is when the FBI was like, okay, put a little kid in this room. We gotta take this nigger down. like
Drake and Chris Brown could never.
could never.
Beyonce could never.
Now actually Beyonce could. Beyonce could.
I mean,
I
she
don't
did
like
take over the
Beyonce
country
could.
music. She did take over the country music awards, and white folks have not invited her back since. So you're right.
I
You're
will
right.
say this. I actually hate it for people like actually I hate it for our generation as millennials because we have already been stacked against every baby boomer that has ever lived, and we've been stacked against every Gen Xer that has ever lived.
Mhm.
Can I?
So even if when there are actual records being broken, when there are walls being torn down, when they are just in a standpoint of if that artist was still alive, they would probably be a big fan of that person. It don't matter. You weren't him. I call it the LeBron James disease. That's what millennials have. It doesn't matter what record we break. It doesn't matter how long we do it, how proficiently we do it. It ain't never going to beat that person.
Mhm.
We got four people who are chasing Michael Jackson, and in my opinion, shouldn't be chasing Michael Jackson. But
Have no
guess
business
what?
chasing him.
Got no business. It's because of you. It's because of you right there. They have no business, that crap. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what they do. People are going to say they're not good enough. They're not good enough. I like how Usher got the blessing of Michael Jackson. Everybody go, get the fuck out of here. like,
I mean,
like, I like,
Wait.
but that being said, but hold on. Here's the funny thing, and Eris, you know about this. When Michael Jackson had the backing of James Brown, there was a lot of people like, Michael ain't black no more, so it don't matter.
Nigga
It
performed
happened.
with him. He performed with him at BET, and yet anyway.
The
Anyway,
ghost of Michael Jackson could be sitting in Marvin's room when motherfucking Drake is recording, going, "This is gonna be good." He's like, and nobody, like, and we would have proof of Michael Jackson being there, ghost form, doing that little shimmy shake he always do, loving the song. You'd be like, Michael didn't like that song. That's how it is.
I
That's how
wanted
it is.
I wanted to piggyback off of something that CJ said. Now, CJ, you mentioned how every Gen Xer and Boomer said what they said about millennials, correct?
Yeah, not us knowing
So,
about music videos.
so here's the thing I have to say to them. Hey, do a lot of you Gen Xers and Boomers understand that there was a time um, when you just refused to pay people in this industry, by the way, and that caused this little thing called a freaking strike. And because you were so stuck in your ways with said strike that you said, fuck it, let's do this. We don't need writers. We can just do some reality TV shit where we could just have a camera follow around some regular mid-ass people and we get numbers. And guess what? Because of assholes like you, people went for it.
And it's really,
and you want to know, and by doing that, you caused the downfall, if you will, of MTV, of VH1, BET, all of these channels that used to be one thing.
And YouTube sped it up pretty much on top of that.
Yeah, YouTube sped it up, of course. But I'm talking about direct cause and effect.
Oh yeah.
You caused this you caused all the music videos to go away from the effect of you going down this road of doing this reality TV shit. MTV finally you knew that MTV became self-aware when they dropped music television from the marquee and it just became MTV.
Music television you control that.
I will go as far as to say,
and then to make matters worse, MTV had to go and spawn off 3 additional channels. Like it was MTV. When MTV2 came in, everybody goes, "Oh, okay, well, I can just go to MTV2 to watch all the music videos." Then that stopped.
It's the Martin channel now.
And then it became, and then you had to go over to MTV3. And MTV3, even that kind of slowly died a little bit, you know. At first it was, hey, it's all the Hispanic music, but then all of that started to go away with all the reality TV shows.
The LBGTQ.
Is the black MTV station still around? Because I remember that
cable in a while, so I don't know.
Because I remember that being.
Are you talking MTV Jams, MTV Raps,
MTV Jams? Is that still around? Hold on.
I think it is.
Hold on. I think it is. I hope it is. I don't know. Whatever. But but here's the fun thing about it. I will add this on to this, and I think some people will know this, not a lot of people. But I remember around about the 2010s, a lot of Gen X told us to sit the fuck down because we kept asking, why did you change MTV? Why do you change MTV? And it was a combination of 2 things that we didn't even want to hear. Number 1, you're not the demographic no more. Ow. And number 2, y'all made it this way. As much as I agree with you, Eris, we had some hand in the reality.
But here's the thing. But the thing of it is, there was a balance.
But Eris and Chris, and I'm not going to deny that balance. I'm just saying that as much as it pisses me off, when I look at the fucking knives in the back of MTV, I look at one of the handles and I go, millennials. Yeah, we kind of had a part in it. So that just sucks. That's all I'm saying.
My brother's age, on the younger end of millennials, they came in.
They barely remember.
They came in at the apex peak of MTV with TRL, obviously, when it got into 2000s and stuff. But after that, that's when I say the trajectory of MTV with the music videos fell after 02.
Yeah.
No, it was 06.
But that's
06.
06.
But here's the funny thing about that, and Chris, you know this as well as I do.
Sorry, I was just gonna say 06 was the height of reality TV bullshit.
Yeah, Viva La Bam and and all that shit.
Yeah. Hogan knows best,
and that just got leaked over into all.
Yeah, that is all Viacom. So yeah,
and that just got leaked into every Viacom station, nigga. And then make it worse. And I know that wasn't part of it, but remember, E Entertainment got involved in it, and that's when the Kardashians came out. So
it was 06.
It was. I will say this. The one sad thing, the one amazing thing I will give out of all this, every now and then, it's usually better artists and all the rest of that, but sometimes you can catch it with smaller artists. There are still music videos being made. Are they celebrated at the way they were? Hell no. And it sucks because there are some videos that come out, you look at them like, oh, that was good.
But the other side
like good example when Gambino came out with "This Is America," I was like, they're still making good videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah, you can
still
still make
a
it.
outlet to show
Yeah,
videos.
you
You know
can
what I mean?
still make good
Yeah,
videos. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
the only
YouTube
way,
is full of
the only
them.
way that you now understand, you can still make good videos. The only way for people to like truly recognize your video is that the shit has to go viral.
And that's the
Yeah,
thing too, because it's
and
like,
and yeah, you're right. That's a big problem about it because what was they saying? I forgot. One year on BET, they was saying what did the BET awards? They said the video of the year was, I think it was like a Kendrick or something like that. So I'm looking at the video like, I don't remember seeing none of this. Like you said, it has to go viral or it has to be like premiered
well,
somewhere
that
where
was
everybody
what made
sees
it. That's what made it funny when MTV looked in Victoria Monet in her face and was like, "You're not ready for the stage." And I'm like, "Wow, really?" And then meanwhile, she out here playing for the Grammys and
it and all the
BET, and
rest
I'm
of that.
like,
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's how it go, man.
CJ, please understand this is not this is not the first bonehead rodeo that MTV decided to ride on. So
You
"That's
know,
just a
and
recent one,
yeah,
just a very recent.
very recent.
very
So
recent."
so back on to MJ, circling back to MJ with this, like we said, this premiered simulcast. I don't think any of y'all understand how big of a deal that was. In 1992, Michael Jackson, in so many words by the white audience, was being told that he didn't have it no more. And I remember that was a big deal. Right before Dangerous came out, there was this push of saying, do we still got to keep playing Michael Jackson? There was this legit push. You made a face, Eris. You had to be in there in the states to see
Mm-mm.
it.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because
You had to,
around this time, I was in Europe. So
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
had to be here in the states. There was then, and then just real talk, Chris, and you will know this. The black community at that time was saying, "Why are you so white?" And that's when
Mhm.
it was already bad anyway, but it got ratcheted up even
Oh,
more during
the
that
living
time.
color jokes didn't help matters.
And it wasn't.
Which is hilarious because Michael Jackson actually liked those jokes from A Living Color.
Yeah,
That's the whack.
people
That's
tend to
the
forget.
funny part about
People
that.
tend to forget that MJ does have a sense of humor. Now, it wouldn't be like a whole year later when he sat down with Oprah and finally said why his skin, like got so light.
And guess
And
what niggas did? He lying. He got bleached.
and that's what and that's when I had
Or,
to
or
no hold on.
go
That's when
ahead.
I had to sit back and think. So you know what? If Mike said it back in '87, let's be real. If you went to Disney World and saw Captain EO, you saw this nigga was looking pretty light skinned even at that point. But if he was to say it even back then that he had it, I think everybody would have still said the same thing. He lying. So he was
I
damned if he did, damned if he didn't.
Yeah, it's this weird retroactive thing a lot of his fans are doing, especially if they have Villalago. They're really, really proud of it. I've noticed that a lot of people who have Villalago are proud of it, and it's one of those things where it sounds stupid, and you could probably say, I'm reaching for this. Thank God for Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
Michael Jackson is the highest person you're going to get to have vitiligo, who clearly did brighten up. All right, I don't think he bleached himself until about after history, but like I think before then it was just bitch I
Um,
don't match. It's like this
um,
bitch I don't match. There we
I'm gonna
go,
say
there we
back,
go.
yeah, back then it was just really, really high amounts of
Makeup,
makeup.
yeah. Back then, like I
Most
said,
people in makeup.
I don't think he really bleached himself until like the late '90s. So you know what I mean. I don't count that shit. But there was a lot of people that was like,
I
"Oh,
mean, once it
Michael's
got
white."
out of control, like, what do you do? Especially when you're such a high profile person. I mean, dude, there's you're no one has ever been Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson or after him. When you are him and you have a situation like you have a skin disease like this, not to mention you've been dealing with lupus since the 80s. What do you do?
And this is what this is like I said, this was during the time where a lot of people didn't have no fucking the stomach for it to really have that conversation. Nobody was mature enough to have that conversation yet.
Mhm.
Nobody was really willing to sit down and have the patience with Michael Jackson because he was a superstar. And if you were a superstar at the time, you were very, very weird. Also, let's not forget about tabloids
Yeah.
tabloids been running a train on Michael Jackson since 1984, and so
Also, tabloids talking about Bill Cosby in the corner parts of the back page of their tabloids about his shenanigans, but we ignored it because it's tabloids.
come
It's
on,
the
that's
national.
tabloid.
I want people to understand. This is the '90s. Like we didn't, unlike now with TMZ and the shade room and stuff, where people take that shit as gospel. They shouldn't. The
Mhm.
National Enquirer, it was just entertainment for people to read because it'd be some weird shit like, oh, aliens drop kicked a grandma in the face or something like that.
Bat Boy escapes for the third time.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, and then it intertwined with that, it'd be some celeb gossip, and it's like, I'm not taking this stuff seriously, but I will read it because it's entertaining. And MJ would be front and center. Because didn't that shit with him hanging his kid over the balcony make the front page of the National Enquirer?
Oh my god.
2002 was probably the biggest L that I took as a Michael Jackson fan.
Woo! It's like, whoa, hey, what are you doing there, Michael?
Because unlike other shit that people, that Michael Jackson got pinned for, him hanging his third child over the rail, yeah, that was an L.
He
if
ain't
you were-
beating those allegations.
Like it was an L. Like listen, that was an L as the MJ fan. This motherfucker got caught in 480I.
Hey, he beat the mother allegations, but this one, nah, bro.
That one, bruh.
Caught you on the Summer Jam
Uh-uh.
screen on that one.
Nah, dog. When the legs are doing this over the balcony,
Look, all of our dads at some point.
Yes.
All of our dads at some point in time have done goofy shit with us when we were infants. Whether my dad did the whole and then grab me, that kind of shit, right? You don't hang your kid over the. No, you don't do that.
I understand you held him as you had a vice grip over your child.
Yeah,
and you still held on. I understand that, but optics, my nigga, optics, you magical nigga. It's optics.
Did you just call Michael a magical nigga?
Yes, I did.
It is magic. We all saw fucking damn fucking that damn movie. The
We saw Moonwalker.
We saw Moonwalker. You played the game.
Leg dust.
We saw Moonwalker, and I said it back then. We saw Michael become the unofficial Transformer. Okay,
Play the video game, man. That wasn't the programmers. That was Michael Jackson sprinkling his magic into the game. That's how it works.
Okay. Okay. Just to give y'all an example, for anybody that has never seen a tableau with Michael Jackson on there, I'm gonna give you an example of the madness. Okay.
That shit.
Number one.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
ET2. Before we even get to it, thank you, Eris. ET2.
And it's the fucking gremlin. Like,
I'm mad that it's ET dash 2.
What's this 1984 March? Yeah,
March 20th, 84.
ET2. You imagine if you're breaking fucking damn entertainment news, it's like, oh shit, they make ET2 crazy.
Boy, before the internet corrected anybody, that was pure.
That had to been Earth. Like that had to been Earth.
Is that a UK tabloid, bro? That's the only.
That was the Globe. That was the Globe. Yep, it was the Globe.
That was the Globe.
1984. Yeah.
Wait. 50 cents?
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, that's a deal, nigga. That's a deal.
That was Earth. That was Earth 791, Universe 9.
I didn't see 50 cents used to be the price of a Starburst.
Now there you go, Eris.
Okay, this wouldn't be for years.
At
least this is at least a good 4 or 5 years later.
Boy,
that was a weird.
Let me tell you something.
Marriage right there.
And even with this, y'all, the way white people treated Mike with Lisa Marie, it was straight up get your hands off that white lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like they treated I think that's when the Jacko junk started really wrapping up.
Jacko, the Wacko Jacko shit started back in
the 80s, right? In late 80s.
It was during bad.
All right, I'm giving all right, you're right. I'm giving my perspective on this, and my perspective was, Yeah, yeah, and like I said, all that were before. But when I was a kid, around history until before, he was like, "Everybody, look at my baby." That was what I called the Wacko Jacko. That whole pack right there. Like that's the best way I can describe it.
And it
Those
wasn't,
years,
and it
it didn't
wasn't.
matter what Mike did. If he tripped and fell on the stage, they'd be like, "Wacko Jacko lost his
Well,
mind."
and the origins, by the way, of Wacko Jacko was not in America. Wacko Jacko
That sounded
came
like
out of
something.
no, it came out of Europe.
That sounded like that came out of Europe.
British tabloids, might I add.
Wacko Jacko, darling.
Gotta be
Yeah.
honest with you, Mike's relationship with Lisa Marie in my head was just on some. When he kissed her at the MTV Awards, it was like, all right, niggas, damn, like we got it over with now, right? Like that's how it felt to me. Like that was him trying to beat the allegations. It's like, all right, I get.
Yeah, but again, the optics, just the size of it. I mean, of him trying to do that, the "You're Not Alone" video, which no one could ever look at that or listen to that song properly again.
Oh, R. Kelly
Um,
ruined that, but
that's what I'm saying. No one can ever.
And Michael
It
Jackson's penis
the,
didn't
the
help
the
it, but
whole
yeah.
thing, no, that whole trajectory of that marriage just was. I felt bad. I
it
felt
was a
bad.
stunt.
No, it wasn't necessarily a stunt because they were actually messing around with each other prior to this mess. Hell, even prior to the first allegations. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When he and Lisa got married and they wanted, press coverage, they wanted, everybody to talk about it. They released the information. Guess what was going on at that time that completely washed that shit off the map?
What year was it again? 94?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
OJ, wasn't it?
Nigga, the greatest highway chase in television history.
So wait, wait,
Completely.
wait, 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 wait.
The
So
day that they
that
got
was
married
mm-hmm.
was the day that we saw OJ on that highway chase.
Hey,
so let me get this.
NBA
So
ratings took a
Chris, so
tank
Chris,
for
so
OJ.
Chris. No, it didn't. It was one of the highest rated days in the NBA. That was the Knicks versus the Knicks versus the Pacers. The World Cup was premiering in America. That was a huge deal. Also, the Stanley Cup Finals was going on at the same time. And you mean to tell me somewhere Mike was like, "I do." You mean to tell me all of that happened in one day?
All of it.
Gotta love it.
All of it
Yeah.
happened on one day, and they could not get that shit to the newspapers in time because I guarantee you it was like somewhere on page 15 or something of the Times.
So, and this thing would have led up to this would always lead up to Michael Jackson, even up until his death, and even after his death, where you get shit like this. I had to look at this twice to see if this was real,
Hitler
and
was a
yes, it
genius.
was.
Wow.
Exclusive lost
I'm,
Jackson
I'm,
tapes. My
I'm
question
sorry.
is,
I'm
who
sorry.
gave you the tape?
No, here's my thing. Why did they mix up MJ with Kanye?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. But no, no, sir. No, sir. This came out and I looked it up 2009.
Yeah, the
So
year that
this is
he died.
before we got
And
crazy
that's the tape.
Kanye.
Boy, can you hear Mike saying that? Mike had, look, if it was a tape, if Mike said that, it had to start off like this. Yeah, that nigga be on stage and be saying that nigga high for life, high for hiking and shit. And no, hold on. He's smoking weed. Yeah, so that nigga be just saying shit, right?
There you go, D. There you go.
Hi Hitler.
Aha, Hitler, nigga. Hold on. Somebody call me. Hello.
Bro, bro.
Remember the time, man. I remember this being one of. It's so stupid because it's so stupid to me. I never said this, but I remember somebody saying this was Michael Jackson's Blackest song, and I'm like, no. You're
No,
just saying that just because you recognize the name Teddy Riley. Fuck
No, but
off.
also
So that's the way I feel with that one. Like, get out my face with
it
that.
was
Whoever said
mainly the
that.
music video because it was like an all star of everybody: Tiny
But
Zeus,
here's the thing
Magic
about that.
that's
Johnson,
not.
and
But this wasn't the only time that that he's done something like this where he has celebrities in his
I
video.
know, but you know how people are. They tend to take things way
Yeah.
more than what they should.
No,
you know?
no. I get it, Chris. I mean, what it really is I keep forgetting. People tend to forget that for some reason, prior to Dangerous, Thriller was the only thing that came out. Like, apparently, we had like 5-6 years in between Thriller and Dangerous that nothing took place. You know,
Nothing
I
happened.
will say
nothing
this.
happened. You
I
know,
will say this.
like
If
the
somebody
most
gives me,
profitable tour on planet Earth didn't take place.
Calm down,
you
sir.
know what,
Calm down, sir. All
you know
right.
what, Eris? You know what, Eris? I will say this. Somebody could probably give me the argument that Bad was his most commercial, most white shit ever.
Yes.
I can probably back you up on that. But you're not allowed to tell me is that he's not black music. And what you're not allowed to tell me is that he did not carry his blackness around everywhere he went. Because Michael most certainly did. We had conversations about this. Actually, this video is a culmination of him saying, "Hey, when the fuck we gonna do shit with each other?" And this is also a culmination of Michael being out. Hey, yo, Magic, we gotta do some shit together. Yeah, that's good, man. You got more coke? There's some coke in the back, nigga. So,
I'm sorry. It just makes it even more funny of how
and
much of
yes,
a
that was Dan Aykroyd down there.
because Dan Aykroyd is everywhere randomly because he's Dan Aykroyd.
I
I
mean,
like how Mike clear.
he was in MJ's Liberian Girl video.
Nigga,
Yo,
he
look
was
how
in. Dude, the funniest random for me when it comes to Dan Aykroyd. Hey Dan, why are you in We Are the World? You're not a singer. What are we doing here?
Eris
Yeah,
was he in that?
Yes, he
was in
was. Yes, he was.
he was in it.
Had the full 80s glasses and all with a fucking thing in his hand singing We Are the World. It's random as
Hey,
shit.
hey, Eris would have been great. That's ladies and gentlemen, we are the world. This is the world that you're seeing.
He didn't sing not a note. It's just
That would
like
have been great.
it's
We
just
are the world
Dan.
that we
I
live in.
think he's next to Lionel Richie or somebody like that. And it's like, damn, why are you
Why
here?
is Dan Aykroyd there? That being said, you see, Mike got his arms over Margot Kidder. Margot got her guts ran out that night. I'm just putting it out
Is
there.
that old girl from Dirty Dancing too?
Homegirl down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is her. I don't know
It
her
looks
name
like
though.
her.
I forgot her name.
I don't know her name though. I think that is homegirl from Dirty Dancing,
Oh
man.
my
But I know
god.
that's Margot. All I know is that's Margot Kidder right there. That was the only reason I got it. I'm like, why is Mike spaced out with Margot Kidder? He's like, yo.
Jennifer
Look.
Grey. Jennifer Grey.
Hey, look,
Jennifer
I
Grey,
got.
thank
Hey, look. Thank you, Denzel. I appreciate that. As someone who loves that album, it's to me, it's still his best.
Both of y'all going to back and fuck each other.
Thank
Anyway.
Hey, look. And fuck it, I don't even need to. I'm not even gonna dignify that. I agree with Tevin. Yes, the music video definitely, like, in a way, was black excellence personified.
For me,
But you know the best. Okay, I'm sorry.
for
Chris, go ahead.
me, we remember the time because my mom was big into fashion and did a lot of sewing. She had a lot of pictures of Iman on the fashion floor when she was doing like sewing dresses. So Iman being in the video just jumped out at me immediately.
Iman, when I heard about Iman, now this is the first time I ever seen Iman and know her.
Oh,
Who
really?
she was. Now, because before that, of course, she was a model, and I didn't know who she was. That was the first time I remember my dad had to tell me how big of a deal it was for her to be there. And
David Bowie did good.
we have spoke on this before, Eris. Mike kept up a tradition that he has kept up on all of these videos. The person that directed this video was John Singleton.
Yep.
This is a third, like, now that what we got so far, at least what we have done. Coppola, fucking Scorsese, and now him. And it's just amazing that he gets these movie directors to do music videos, which I think has to be easy to an extent, but whatever, man. But that is keeping in the wheelhouse of, I want to make this shit as black as possible. Mike, because I think a lot of people forget that Mike he's a Motown person, and what Motown was really big on was diving right back into your people. And it's something that Mike always did. Like, there are artists right now there are black artists that we didn't know that he was hooked up with until after he died. Like, I knew a lot of Beyonce fans didn't know how much he loved Beyonce until after he died. Like, it's like you be shocked of how niggerish Mike really
I
was.
mean, look,
The stories
So
I hear from him and the story I hear from him and T Pain is like exactly. I knew Mike was like that.
well, this is what happens when you put two Virgos together in a room. But anyway, um, something something to point out is one of the things I got to give Dangerous is, as much as I love it as the most successful and highest selling New Jack Swing album of all time, it's how late that album was to the New Jack Swing scene.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And this is
That
kind
was
of,
a swan song.
and this is kind of what hurt, I guess, kind of hurt MJ in a way. I mean, like, it helped him, but it also hurt him because, number one, you came in late. You came in during the time when New Jack Swing was damn near on his way out the door.
91
And
it was out the door.
this video came out in 92.
Mhm.
He put out the Dangerous album in November of 91.
But
Remember,
New Jack was coming out was on his
dude,
death knell at that point.
New Jack Swing had 3 good years left in it
I
before it was done.
assumed it was like done in like 95 or some shit.
Put it this way,
It was
Eric. Put
done
it
by
this way.
94.
The best way I can describe it to anybody, by the
Right.
time Tony Braxton came out, it was done.
Yes.
LaFace, the way LaFace
Jesus.
turned, because at that point the LaFace sound of R&B kicked in. So
That's why I assumed
peak New Jack
95,
Swing-
96 it was done at that
No,
point.
peak New Jack Swing was really 88, 89, going
Exactly,
into 90. Mike coming in 91, late 91 with the Dangerous album. Come on. Whitney already had New Jack Swing stuff out. Other people, I would say there was at least 20 different people who had New Jack Swing stuff out before Mike.
Did Whitney have a New Jack
She
Swing
did.
song?
She did.
I believe it.
She had a New Jack Swing song that was out before Mike put this album out. Now, I can't necessarily fault Mike for it because, get this, Mike was shopping around for producers, and Quincy wasn't trying to put out no New Jack Swing stuff with him, and he wanted to upgrade his sound, and so he found a young Teddy Riley to help him. Because get this, when you have this thing called artist loyalty, when you approach Jam and like both Jam and Terry Lewis, and these two Negroes say no because we are busy working with your sister, that says a lot. Because
They learned that fucking around.
them.
They learned that they turned that way fucking around when they were still working for Prince.
Yeah,
because they went ahead and worked with Atlantic Star, and Prince was like, "Don't you ever come back to this motherfucking studio again," and shuffled off shortly. And so they
But-
kind of got that for there, like, yeah, we ain't gonna fuck over somebody else. We working with someone else. So I get that.
So I wanted to point. So the other thing I would point out is the album came out in 91. Like, Dangerous released November of 1991. The first single off of that album just before the year ended was Black or White. And we'll talk about that sometime.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
So with Black or White, that was the first single, and of course that was not a New Jack Swing song. That was that was good pop rock song. It was great. Yeah. Now, 1992, Mike was in his New Jack Swing.
I'm sorry. Who did the rap break in that song?
If I'm not mistaken, what was that? No, that one
for Black and White.
For
Black and White, Heavy D. It wasn't Heavy D. I don't know why I'm thinking.
Probably some no-name fucking rapper. He just got off the damn street.
He brought in. Hang on.
God,
Chuck Rock, Chuck Rock or some shit
Chuck
like
Rock.
that. Chuck Rock or somebody. I don't know. And it wasn't him. I'm just saying.
No. That wasn't CL Smooth. Because CL Smooth was
CL Smooth. You can tell. I could tell with CL Smooth, man.
CL Smooth was actually on She Drives Me Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I gotta re-listen to Dangerous now, man.
Yeah,
I gotta re-listen to that whole album now, bro.
He did have CL Smooth on it. I'm trying to remember who the hell did the rap portion for that.
Look, it doesn't matter. I just thought it was like I thought you would have known off the break. That sounded like something that you would have known.
No, and that's the thing. I used to know, but I just couldn't remember because I'm be honest with you. Black or White is like probably number 30 on my top 50 listened to songs from MJ.
I'm about to say, I know it ain't the top 25 for you, man. Boy, I would be ashamed of myself. Like, D, where's my?
I found who it is.
Who was it?
LTB. He was an uncredited. He was an uncredited rapper that got found, but he never put out any albums. So Black and White was pretty much the only song he really did a rap for.
That makes
Well, there you
sense.
go. But yeah, but this is not like in '92. He was definitely in his New Jack Swing bag for about as much as he can get for the first three singles of the year. Now we started off with "Remember the Time" going 3 times platinum, certified gold, and BPI it
I
hit
want people to
silver.
understand how back then, like fuck streaming for a second, like to be able to sell that many units of an album, like that's like you be lucky to even get anywhere towards gold nowadays on physical. Like that's insane.
You're right, because this was his yeah, it was his first single of the year for '92, and like going like just going off of how much people love this song because the video itself, like you said, was like an event.
Oh
It
yeah.
even had it was even accompanied by a rockumentary just before the video
And
started.
I remember that because that's the one where I saw Magic Johnson like, haha, yeah. So they got me in this.
Was that before Magic was on the front cover of People about his
You know
infidelity
what?
and all
I
that
think
shit?
No,
this
no,
was
no, no.
after. I think this was
This was the
before he came out with AIDS.
no, this was during the time when Magic was holding his celebrity basketball tournaments on his TV show back in the
Remember?
day.
Yep, I remember that.
Wait, it's him.
Nope,
Bruh,
nope. This is after him telling the world that he had HIV. That happened in
yeah,
'91.
but still,
Okay.
just imagine this Magic Johnson passing the ball to Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel actually had a jump shot. I'm just saying.
Oh, there are people just now waking up to knowing that Dusty Rhodes had a nice jumper. So, look, they ain't ready to see any of the old film of like. I'm sorry, is that Steve Gutenberg with handles? Like what?
Bruh, it was him and freaking Dwayne Martin.
Dwayne Martin could play ball. That's what
Yeah,
though.
he could.
Dwayne could play ball. Wayne could play ball. I'm
That
sorry,
But
he's not
of
Dwayne. He's a
Grandmama.
Dwayne. Sorry.
but anyways.
No, with the grandmama haircut, little part in the middle.
But in any case. So first time
I'm sorry.
Bill
Error.
Betrayal. Yeah, Bill Betrayal. That
Hey
that was
Chris.
that was his real name.
Hey Chris. There's a line in one of my favorite songs by Conway called John Wick, and he has a whole no, yeah, I know. It's called John. No, it's called John. No, it's called John Woo Flick.
Okay.
And it's just real grimy ass little beat and all this shit, right? And he drops nothing but basketball references in the junk, right? And he said this one line. He said, "I leave a part in your head like Larry Johnson." Here goes my oldest son. I get that reference. I get that.
Hit that
Here's
Captain
me.
America. I hit that.
Yeah. Here's me though. I did a good thing. I'm a good father. I'm a good father. My son knows who. Look, my son knows who Grandmama is. My son knows who. My son knows this two-time All-Star who never got a fucking ring. He knows his name. I did a good.
so wait, so D, this
Yeah.
is 1 out of 5 singles that MJ had for the year of 1992.
And I just tripped
Yeah,
over
because
that.
then you have, was it Who Is
Nigga,
It? Black or White, Heal the World.
Black or White was 91. It was Remember the Time, In the Closet, Jam, Who Is It, and Heal the
Lib-
World.
Yeah, Heal the
Liberian
World.
Girl wasn't on that list.
Librarian Girl was dude, that was
Previous one?
89.
Yeah, that was the previous
That
one.
was bad.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
That was
Librarian,
bad. See,
bro,
dog,
Librarian Girl was 89, bro.
dog. I always
In
thought
fact,
that
it
was
was the last single of the year of 89. He only had 2 singles during that year of 89. Leave Me Alone and Liberian Girl.
Who
I gotta
Is
be.
It?
I get la da da. I don't like Who Is It, but I fucks with Keep It in the Closet. In the Closet is my shit.
In the
Yeah.
Closet was
The
great.
second that beat start off, yeah, whew, it's like, D, what the song about? I don't know. Mike wants to fuck somebody. That's all I know.
Hey, it was all about keeping that shit quiet. Like, hey,
She wants to
he,
get it. Oh, she wants to get that part. That shit hot. Yeah.
so let's get so let's jump into this music video.
Yes,
The
sir.
joint takes place in Egypt, aka the Hollywood backlot.
It's
AKA
called,
when we was kings.
it-
When
it's
we was
called
kings.
what black people nowadays think Egypt is. All right, let's just call it what it is. Hotep's out here. Hotep's love the shit out of Remember the Time. You know that?
I mean,
I bet they would.
When you take a look at this image right here, think about it. This is somebody said it. You see the memes that said the first like the first all black cast Egyptian project.
That's actually kind of true.
Yeah.
I think that actually might be factually true. That this is the first all black Egyptian cast and crew that been put a part of it. I think that actually might be true. The one thing I will say as a person that loves history, number one, I don't know where you got that headdress from, Imam, but that's wrong time period. Number two, Eddie, you are too muscle bound and you have too many features to not look inbred to be a pharaoh. And number three, Michael, your skin color is actually on point for a lot of that. But anyway,
Hey man.
but
I get-
Egyptians, but that's one thing that gets me. Egyptians, like I love how present day Egyptians love to say they're not African, they're Egyptian. It's like, shut up,
I just like
shut
his,
up, shut up.
I just like his the hairstyle he was rocking from the
What the
'90s.
perm? What that
Nah,
straight
no,
up
no, no, no. That
perm?
is no, sir. That is referred to as wave nouveau.
Wave nouveau.
Yes.
What I see is a
I mean, he's clearly rocking a wig
I
as
was
he
going to
has
say
one.
that's kind of a wig, but I'm gonna let it go, man, because it's Mike. I'm
Okay.
gonna let it go. Mike, are you hot with that turtleneck, bro? No? Yes? Okay. Just want to make
okay.
sure.
Sir, that is not a turtleneck. That is straight lycra.
That-
You know, you know what? I love, ladies and gentlemen, I love Eris because Eris is the only person outside of my wife that will correct me for fucking fabric. Fuck off, nigga. I can't tell that to my wife. I can tell it to you though.
Dude out here just
Hey, look. First of all, that costume was lit though.
Now I got a question, Eris. Now we talked about this last show, and I said that you're a level four. You're a level four Michael Jackson impersonator. You're not a You're not as bad as a level six, and thank God you're not a level seven. That's the max level. But you're a level four. Would you do that?
Yeah. In fact, I've always been waiting for the place that I order my MJ clothes from to actually have this costume together. And as recent, I would say as recent as maybe a few years ago, they put it out where they try to make it as accurate as possible. And I've seen pictures and I was like, damn, this shit is actually pretty accurate. So I would rock to remember the time. The other one I wanted to rock was the Leave Me Alone one, the one where they made the amusement park out of him,
Yeah,
the Gulliver's Travels.
yeah.
fun
It's been a
That
minute
one.
since I've seen that video. I know what you're talking about,
fun
though.
fact. After the guys that did the Captain EO episode, right? And I remember, I think when I jumped in the episode, just watching you guys talk about it, Sue mentioned like, "Oh, you can't get that outfit anywhere," but she's right. It was the most ironic thing ever. I was on IG, and there's a cosplayer that actually makes outfit, and what popped up, Captain EO, and I sent it to Sue, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
When I saw, I was like that at first, but I was like, wait a minute, no, I need to investigate this a little further. And I looked into it,
I
and
need
I'm
to
like,
look at this shit.
I looked into it, and I was like, oh, well, now I'm disappointed because the shit don't light up.
Well, I mean, dude, look. All right, obviously you're making cosplay for that's affordable. You can't
Chris,
just.
Chris,
I feel you. I feel you. That's where your ingenuity has to come in. You have to make the lights yourself.
I know,
But
but
point is, that's the closest you're gonna get.
No, and Eris, but Eris said it like you gonna have to hand make that shit, man.
no, no, not just hand make it. I'm thinking back to what his costume looked like for no his thriller no both of his thriller jackets during the Bad and Dangerous tour. Um, no, it was just a Bad tour. He had two light up thriller jackets, bro. I've seen what it looked like when it opened up. You're just
Mhm.
seeing wires everywhere because he had to have it wireless because he didn't want to like be in the middle of dancing and then like press a button to turn it on. Like he wanted the shit be magic. So he had somebody with a remote rig that shit up so that they could turn it on wirelessly while he's dancing.
Speaking
And
of which, yeah, go.
and it was the same thing for the Captain EO costume. Like I want that. I want all the buttons, all the all the shit to light up. That's how I wanted it. But go ahead.
Speaking of which, talking about dancing, you sent us the video of it. It was the live
Yeah.
performance of Remember the Time. Now, Eris,
Uh-huh. I
I
got the
do
lore.
not remember the story, but I
Okay.
knew Mike was in pain.
No, no,
That's
no.
all I know. I
Well,
don't know
no.
the whole story.
Okay, so here's the story. This was actually at the Soul Train Awards when he
That was a
performed.
Soul Train Awards.
It
That's
was
a number
so
one.
it
He's
was
in America. That's the first thing you need to put out there
When the
because
Soul
you
Train
remember, like
well,
you
it was
said,
Awards were fun.
so hold on. It was the Soul Train Awards, and I do believe at the time he was either in the middle of his tour. Yeah, because this was still when the Dangerous tour was still going.
mhm.
And I remember he was supposed to have Remember the Time on the set list, but he took it out because of costume malfunctions.
That's kind
So
of crazy to be able to carve out time on a tour to be like, oh, by the way, I'm swinging by the Soul Train Awards.
yeah, this was at the 1993 Soul Train
That's
Music
crazy though
Awards.
to be
Uh,
able to do that. That's just
and it says that Remember the Time was rehearsed for the Dangerous World Tour, but was ultimately cut due to wardrobe malfunctions. Now, what happened with this picture during before the award show? The song basically won the award for best R&B soul single by a male. Jackson appeared with an injured foot and was on crutches. Now, the song when he told the story in company with Eddie Murphy because Eddie looked at him and he goes, "Hey, Mike, so we not just gonna ignore this, right? Like you just walk up here on crutches and you here to get your award. Like he's like, what happened?" And Mike being humble, "You guys want to know the story? Like, do you really want to know the
it's
story?"
crazy. It's
And
crazy.
he's like, "Okay, look. So I was dancing in my house and I went into a spin and I sprained my ankle, and that's what happened."
Everybody, I know what you heard. You in your brain, you saw him spinning, and him. That's what you heard, wasn't it? Y'all all heard that, did you?
No, I didn't. I
Sick.
didn't. No, see, I didn't hear. I didn't hear that because I would imagine since he was probably no.
That was you, wasn't it, Chris?
That was Chris.
That was Chris.
Listen,
Just,
what
just
I
all this, I'm envisioning that in my head. I'm like, I'm fucking dead.
he
And you know,
hit
Mike. And you know,
no.
Mike.
When he
He a
said
Virgo. He gonna take it the worst way possible. I can't dance no more. I'm
no, he
useless.
hit this. He hit the no when he hit the spin
The
and just
bullet right
like
here.
when he hit the spin and biffed it. I said like what I heard personally. what I heard was Gary come out of that nigga. Ah shit.
Just heard a man voice. Ah, damn! What you guys
First
gonna
off,
watch me? You guys just
can't,
gonna watch me?
can't
You just
sit
gonna
there and
look at
say
me?
Biff
Get
because now I'm thinking River City Ransom and he fucked his leg up and coins just spilled out of him and
funny
shit.
thing. Funny thing. Last night.
Barf.
Funny, funny
Barf.
thing.
Oh.
Last night. I was coming out of a 7-Eleven last night, right? And I had like the remainder of my change and I put it in my pocket and I forgot that there's a hole in my pocket. In the second hand, I was like, whoa, no, 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 barf! I just
Barf.
yelled barf. Barf!
No, but that's what it was. That he sprained his ankle, and it sucked because he sprained his ankle the day that he was supposed to perform that song on like on the Soul Train Awards. Now, he did go on to do it. The man sat in a chair in costume, and performed the song. Ever the showman. Um and of course everybody ate that
I,
up.
Look,
I
man.
like how if you watch it now, so you say that in retrospect, Eris, I love black people because for one main reason, he did it twice in the performance, or only once in the performance. I don't remember it twice, but
What?
what he did, Mike
Oh
stood up.
yeah, when he
The
tried to stand up.
crowd lost it. I'm like,
Dude, when
it's black. Like, get your ass up. You better
like
get up and
Mike wanted so bad to get up and dance, especially the breakdown part. Like the dance break, he wanted to do it so bad, and you can see it because every time he did that shit, I was like, Mike, you better sit down. I said, you lucky. I said, listen, you lucky that this ain't cell phones and all that and internet because, son, let me tell you something. The internet is forever. It's
Right.
already bad enough the shit is televised, so don't do nothing crazy.
I feel cold.
oh
I
no,
feel
Prince is
MJ.
still catching strays for falling off the stage.
Look,
Wait a minute. Mike did too.
Yeah, both of them
All right, so here's the story.
did.
Here's the story. It
Wait a
wasn't a
minute, it's the
live.
same. It's the same thing, right? It was a different thing.
No, not this. This was something else.
Okay.
But it was during the Dangerous era. So
Ah.
check this out. He was rehearsing for the Dangerous tour. So this is like early
Need a
90s.
cigarette in your hand when you say it, like, no, check it.
He was rehearsing for the Dangerous tour, and I remember he was performing one of his songs. I think he was doing Billie Jean, and right at the end the lights went out and you just heard bam again. He biffed it, and all I heard was deep voice. Homeboy from AEG, Mike, did you fall off the stage? Yeah. Oops.
You ain't got the insurance, but you be hurting your little light skinned ass.
I feel MJ had
Fall
a
off, fall off.
Kobe. Most artists, they break their leg. Oh man, sorry guys, I can't perform at the award show. MJ, Kobe, like soft.
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 I think the only person that ever
No. If anything, it was MJ who told Kobe, hey Kobe, look, nigga, I'm gonna give you 2 words, and I want you to always remember it. In fact, if anyone ever tells you that they can't go on and they can't do anything else, you just tell them these 2 words. Like what, Mike? Do more.
Look, I feel the person that came
Do more.
that came closest to MJ's Remember the Time thing sitting on the throne. Rihanna at the Super Bowl, pregnant and just on the fucking damn thing, and just that is equivalent to me a little bit just because of that.
I have never seen nobody
Brian,
do that.
like Brian, I can go. That's a whole other show about
podcast.
That's a whole podcast I can go in on about Michael and his involvement with Sonic games.
Much like, and I would be real with you. Much like us talking about leaving Neverland. Y'all know the story. I'm not.
The difference is hold on. No. D, listen. No, D, listen. See, just like you said, much like leaving Neverland, here's the difference. One of these stories is straight up fiction.
It's like
the other one, only one lie in it. Michael didn't really do it.
It's like a boy, William Riker. Fictional. Never happened.
Never happened. There was no proof. There was no documentation of this event ever.
Do you know that? Look, do you realize that I like one of the things I've loved about one of our favorite people, Donnie Simpson, and he retired, as him always telling his stories. I always liked about Michael Jackson stories because they was always the ones that were actually fascinating to me, because I understand what my dad, who liked Donnie Simpson, was like, yeah, nigga, get off the air, was, yeah, so you just gonna tell us another story about some rich nigga that you know?
Hey, Donnie has those stories for days. That's all.
Donnie has those stories for days. So I understand why my dad was like, yeah, he should have been off the air.
But like just seeing, like, I remember seeing the Soul Train Awards and seeing MJ in there, and like, you don't have no cognitive that he broke his leg. I didn't know that. So I just see MJ in the chair just doing it. You're thinking, man, that dude's just badass. He's just in the chair just doing his thing. All right, cool.
Well, like if you have watched the Soul Train Awards from the beginning, when he went to go get it, because remember, he accepted his award prior to doing the performance.
See, I only saw bits, and I remember seeing bits and pieces, but I wasn't like actively paying attention until he did the performance.
I to this day still remember, because anytime you see Mike and Eddie on stage, like, or anytime you ever see the two of them together, it's always going to be some kind of comedic shit that might take place. Now, and like I said, in this case, he just told the story of what happened, and I'm like, oh, so he's either not going to be able to perform, because everybody thought he probably wasn't going to be able to perform, but again, he don't like to disappoint people, and he went in and did it.
I mean,
He had to sit in a chair, but he did it and still got a standing. No, the irony. He got a standing ovation
I mean,
for
look.
performing while sitting in a
I
chair.
mean, look. Number one, it's Michael Jackson. Number two, it's the Soul Train Awards. When the Soul Train Awards was worth a fucking damn. So it's like, yeah, everybody in the like, it, award shows is just weird now. Like, it's only now the
I
BET
think the
Awards finally got back to what it used to be and
here's
shit.
the problem I have with it. But the problem I have with award shows is that to their core, they're always going to be the same. It's always going to either be it's always going to be a publicity not publicity stunt. It's always going to be who's the popular person. It's always going to be what you just said, Chris, jerking off. It's going to be always this long papa circumstance for older people that think they deserve it. It's going to be those three
No,
elements.
but for our shows,
And
the black award shows, I
And
enjoy because there
but
is a
but
measure
that's
of
what
a
I'm saying.
party.
now,
That's what I was
now,
about to get at. There's
now,
always going to be some type of measure of party. I think where we are seeing is all the award shows going through this thing of we can't offend nobody, and you're just like not the audience at home. God forbid, we don't give a fuck about you. We're talking about our artists and all the people in front of us. We
no,
don't
don't
want to
forget the
offend
others.
them.
No, don't forget the other people. So you mentioned all these other people, but you also forgot the other category, the people that get robbed and snubbed at these award shows.
No, 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 no. I'm not denying that because I just said it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But even if,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
see, even if you're popular, that's the other thing. You can still get robbed at an award show, even though you're the most popular
And
person.
now hold on. Now here's the Now here's the difference. Now here's the
Shit,
difference.
we
And I
talking about the nigga in question right
No,
now.
no, hold on. Now here's the difference. There is YouTube putting out a mid album beating Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's J. Cole and Kendrick coming out at the same time. Somebody's going to have to lose.
Well, then you
So
get
that's what
then you
Well,
get
that's
that's
what
the
I'm
thing,
saying. There's a difference,
especially
but there
well,
is a difference between that. You know
especially
what
if
I
the
mean?
two of them are in the same
Category
yeah,
and
the same category.
the same genre of music and all the rest of that shit.
I
Like
mean,
if Mike look, I guarantee you, if Mike lost to, and I'm just throwing out a name, if Mike lost to Phyllis Hyman that year, I bet he wouldn't have said a damn thing.
bro.
But he lost to you two.
Joshua
Bro,
Tree.
dude, Prince is infamous, and I love his statement where he was like, "Look, I ain't shading you two, but bro, what did you two do that I didn't do? I can play the fucking guitar. What the fuck is you
And
like?"
as
He
much
Prince said that. I was like, Prince is right though. Like, how did I lose to you two?
and
How?
look, and as much as I
Hey,
am not a
hey,
fan
hey,
of Jay
CJ,
Z,
hey, CJ, Mike, like Mike looking over at Prince. First time, huh, nigga?
Oh no, wasn't that the year they both lost? They were in the
Yeah.
same category. The look on
If
both of
that
their
was
faces is
if that was
like,
if that was the Grammys of '88, then yeah.
dude, but
yo,
both of them were just like, really, like, I
I ain't
shit.
talking to you, nigga. You know that's what he said.
Like if
I ain't
Mike or
talking to you,
if
nigga.
Prince or MJ
Hey,
won,
sure
both of
nigga
them
ain't
would have
talking.
there would at least been a level of respect. Like, all right, nigga, I get you next time. But both of them losing to you two, it's like, the hell is this?
Prince, here's the sad part about Prince and Mike.
Michael had the J. Cole disappointment in the award show face.
Yeah, I
Just
know, right?
no, but here's the thing to get me though, man. Like I said, when there's two artists like that go against each other and they lose to each other, one lose to the other, there's going to be that "I got you next time" vibe. But there are some people that motherfucker didn't belong in the fucking category and beat us. Like I said, as much as I don't like Jay Z, that nigga was spitting. He was like, a lot of y'all in this room don't deserve to
I
be
mean,
Y'all
I
don't
here.
mean,
deserve it.
it's historic
So
in the
a
fact
lot of y'all going to get robbed tonight, and everybody like, see, I'm just talking. I'm just like, here's me, Sean. Keep going. As
I'm not,
like as
hey,
much as I don't
look,
like you, Sean, keep talking
Jay was
because
spitting
you're
the
telling the
truth.
truth.
Jay is spitting the truth because there's a
Jay
reason.
Z,
There's a reason why they added so many new categories because it's like, oh, you're just putting black people in the new categories to make up for the other categories you weren't going to
and
win.
and Jay
I ain't
Z,
gonna say nothing about this artist, but you had an artist that had the most award show, the most awards from this particular award show, but never received album of the year.
Based on your criteria, that don't make no sense.
Like that don't make no sense. And I'm like, I get it. You talk like listen for everybody in the cheap seats that didn't hear him. He's talking about his wife.
Dude, Beyonce was looking at him like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
because here's the thing
Like,
I've
B,
noticed about Jay
B,
Z.
I'm sorry. When I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Hey, look, here's the thing about Jay Z. Jay Z, like, if this was a room full of NFL white people, yeah, I'll be on your side, but Nah.
Also, Jay Z did what I would have did. Like, hey, too late, nigga. Y'all gave me the award. Of course, I'm gonna
Y'all
be up
should never
here.
gave me up. You
Should
look,
have gave me nothing.
that's probably why they didn't want Mike to win an award up there.
Woo!
Here's the thing that gets me though. Jay Z knew the jig. The first time he was nominated, he won. He looked over his shoulder. How did DMX not beat me? Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. Like he knew the jig right then and there that it don't go to the best artist. It never does,
Oh,
huh?
Blue was looking over like, fuck that. It's
Blue like
embarrassing.
this,
Like,
Dad. I have white friends that are looking at me.
hey, you might hear, yeah, hey, folks, you might think these being controversial. It really isn't because it's the
No, I'm
truth.
not. No, I'm not.
It's
No, I'm not.
truth. It's
Look,
truth.
look, look. I will give all types of slander to the Knowles Carter family. I don't care about them not one bit. But Jay Z was spitting some truth that I have to respect because I have seen Big Pun, DMX, Michael Jackson, freaking I had to see
Prince,
shoot Prince, J. Cole, fucking Lil Wayne. I had to see a bunch of these
Kendrick.
people have the award go, and the award goes to someone else. I had to see
I
that
gotta
all
say
the
this
time.
side note again. I feel so horrible. It's very rare I feel horrible for white folks. I still feel bad for Macklemore. He was catching so like I didn't do anything. I didn't ask for this. It's just
No,
like
no. Macklemore should have shut the fuck up and just accepted it. Because him doing, here, Kendrick, you deserve. Don't do
you
that.
did that
Don't
for
do that, white
Twitter. Don't
man.
do
Don't
nothing for
do that,
Twitter.
white man. White man, don't do that.
Just take the award.
Don't
We
do that.
understand.
Do what look, Drake had a good line. I use a Grammy as a doorstop. You could have done that, but you tried to give it to someone. Anyway,
So
but
so
look, all right. Anyway,
so I want
anyway.
to getting back to this video. Number one, we had again this was a star-studded event. We get the likes of Tiny Zeus Lister, Iman, Eddie Murphy, and Magic Johnson.
I felt
Yep.
there was more
I
superstars in
I
this
I felt
It
like
event.
was
there
just
was
them.
more too,
It
but
felt like it,
hey, John Singleton was behind the fucking camera, so there you go, man.
especially
Now
at the Boys in the Hood. So it was like, hey,
now the
And
song
you know
no,
Mike was like, and you know Mike with the John. How you doing, John? How you doing, John? It's good seeing you. Close the door. Close the door. What you doing, Mike? I'm rolling up, nigga. Well, like, what you roll up, lumber? We about to watch Boys in the Hood, bro. I gotta tell you, man, that part with what's the name? Turn it on. That part where
can you get Ice
so the
Cube in
song
here?
so
they
remember
was sitting there. Look, here's Mike. Here's my part. Here's my part. Here's my favorite part. You should see Cuba. Look at the emotion at that motherfucker. You want one? This is our 15th blunt, Mike. You a bitch. Come on.
yes. Again, full disclosure to people. D and I we love Gary Michael Jackson.
We love
Gary,
Gary.
Indiana.
I love look the things that we make fun of that we love doing is the relationship, the love hate relationship between him and Quincy Jones. We
Yes.
love making fun of Mike, like you said, getting Gary, which is two different ways of doing it. It's I'm being sweet right now, but I'm getting sick of all you motherfuckers. I'm getting sick of all. So for real, I'm sick of all of you. And the other thing we like making fun of, at least D like making fun of, and I get why Eris doesn't do it, but I like making fun of it. Mike, Mike had a hardcore drug problem that is just out of this world. Like the last joke I made last time, like with George Lucas. Michael, are you high right now? I'm getting there, man.
Also, head canon for me. Head canon for me. Every once in a while, I bring this up. Michael Jackson staring at Tito like 3T was a mistake. Tito, why did we do that?
I don't even know why you told them niggas to show up. Ain't Tito's grandson or son going to be Michael Jackson in
That's
the new
Jermaine.
That's
Jermaine,
Jermaine's son. I'm sorry, I got that
Jermaine's
wrong.
son.
You're right. Jermaine, look, I actually seen him. He kind of look like Mike.
Actually,
That's the best I can say. He kind of
old
look like
boy
Mike.
that
That's probably the
played
best way you're gonna get.
adult Michael Jackson in Jackson American Dream was in the music video too.
Yeah, Willie Draper.
Yeah, Willie Draper.
And then Willie Draper died
He
like in
died the
92
following
He
year.
something
died
like that.
pretty much this year. It was either this
Following
year.
year. No, it was the following year, 92.
No, he was gone by 90. I want to say by 93 at least. But either way,
Either way,
he was gone right after American Dream finished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like you get, yeah.
But get this. So the song was written by Mike, Teddy Riley, and Bernard Bell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a session right there.
And it was produced by Teddy Riley and Michael Jackson, recorded at Record One Studios, and was released as a single off of the Dangerous album on January 14th, 1992.
It's a miss. It's almost mishearing it. But when you hear a song that got a little that Michael Jackson scatting in the beginning of it, more than likely the beat is going to birth from that. That's why I say Michael Jackson always needs a producer in there or somebody co-wrote it with him, because the way Mike hears it is going to be way different from everybody else is going to hear it. And what Mike
Prime
really
example.
did, and what Mike did in All Too Dangerous through that album, you can tell that Mike was always in the booth talking to the producer so it can have this sound to sound like a certain way. And remember the time is that really mix of Michael Jackson, like this the type of energy I might want to put in it with that just clean New
Watching
Jack Swing sound.
watching this music video in 4K is weird.
It is, isn't
Um,
it?
Very weird.
no, something that no, it's funny you mentioned so get this. So around this time, when this song came out, hell, when the album was pretty much done, um, Mike took a song that sounds very similar to this, but it appeared about 4 years later on the History album.
Which is
God, why am I blanking? Blood on the Dance Floor.
Ah,
wow. I remember
ah,
Blood on the Dance
ah.
Floor.
Michael Jackson's worst. I love it.
Who said
I
his
love it.
worst?
Oh,
Get this.
oh,
Hold
me
on.
and Eris are going to go full face into that album one
Now,
day. We will.
now, Blood on the Dance Floor as a production. Teddy said in an interview, I wasn't even finished with the song yet, but I heard that Mike took it, and I heard it, and I go, Mike, I wasn't even done with it. What did you do? Now, Blood on the Dance. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Blood on the Dance Floor, I believe, would have been on the Dangerous album, but there was already like 3 songs that sounded similar between this, between Blood on the Dance Floor, Remember the Time, Dangerous.
Yeah, but what's weird? Okay, let me ask you this.
Hey,
Is
look, Denzel. I love the original version of Blood on the Dance Floor. I don't really care too much for none of the remixes.
Let me ask you this. Mainly the two on this. Like when you talk about like prestigious artists like Michael Jackson and Prince, your Paul McCartney's and all of them, right? There's always this thing. I know.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Teddy Riley did do Ghost. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, like when we talk like most regular artists, if they put out a bad product, it's fucking terrible, right? But it feels like when you get to people like Prince and Michael Jackson and all of them, when they put out something bad, it's like it's actually still enjoyable to listen to. Like,
Yeah, look.
No, like Chris,
Okay,
I
is
can
that a
answer.
true thing or am I
No,
tripping?
Chris. No, Chris. I can answer that for you even better. See, it goes deeper than that. The thing with Mike is Mike can put out stuff. Hell, he can write, produce, record, like an entire set of songs that will sit on a shelf. They could be demos, and they would fit an actual album. You don't even have to do nothing to it.
Wow.
Now Mike has gone on record, which is hilarious when he goes on record about something, especially when he's got to throw shade at a label. Hi, Sony. I remember he said, I'm obligated to deliver an album. So what I got was this album that was full of B-sides and stuff that I recorded years and years ago with maybe one new song in there. But what do they care? And then I'm done. I'm leaving Sony, a free agent, owning 50% of the company. But to answer your question, you have to be a very, I don't want to say gifted, but you have to be a very hardworking individual that knows how to make something. And even if the artist themselves doesn't like it and they release it, they could hate it and the fans could love it and it could still come off as pretty good. And again, it doesn't work for everybody.
Because it's wild to me that Blood on the Dance Floor album, still
Which,
went fucking platinum and shit. I'm like, bro, and
well, that's
that
only because it was released primarily overseas. Like
I know that,
it was never released in the
but
States.
still the
It's
fact, like
straight up
you be
dance
you
song.
could
It's a
never
straight up dance album too.
you could
Yeah, it was
never
just a dance album.
you could never get away with that now.
Yeah, you could.
No,
It's
you
called a
could.
shitty album. It's
Even
called a
with
shitty
Yeah,
album.
even with streaming.
even with streaming, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
put.
Chris, you and I follow the nigga. We follow the we. You and I follow this generation's Michael Jackson. How many dead go nowhere projects has Drake made in the last 6 years? Okay, so
If you're
let's not.
hearing
So
this,
that's
if
all
you're
I'm saying.
reading this, that fucking yeah, you're right. Shit. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
if
You're
you're
reading
reading
this.
this, it's
You're
already
reading this
too
was a good
late.
one. That was actually a good one. That was actually one of the good ones. Like Scary Hours was good, but then you had that one joke that God, what's the name of that? God, two of them were like, Drake, you spit
You didn't try, did
no
you?
time. You went into the studio, spun around, and said, "Y'all niggas done writing." That's what you did. This is one of those albums where I know you didn't write nothing.
So I
So
got a question. So I got a
yeah, yeah.
question for you, D. So this
Mhm.
song was compared to "Rock with You."
Really?
In the sense of what? I want to, that sounds like a good argument. In the sense of what?
Eh, like,
Of just being a ditty, just a good ditty bop type of
yeah,
song.
yeah, something like that.
I agree. I agree. This song, it's hard to really not like this song, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand if it's not one of your favorites. I let me. It sounds weird, but all of us, all three of us are 40,
Okay.
so that's going to sound dumb coming out of our
Jeez.
voices. But I can understand. I can understand why people don't can
Rock
say
with
this is not one of their
you.
favorite.
I could roller skate to rock with you. I can't roller skate to remember the time because it
You
just
never roller skated in this, nigga.
no.
I question your look. I question your whole DC youth. If you never,
I don't know. It's just for some
you went to
reason
the
remember the.
stadium, and just look, Chris. I don't know how many times you've been to the to
Oh
Crystal
God.
Skate, but you went there
I went
enough.
more. Okay, okay. I went more to the
Oh
Lanham
God.
skating rink.
Troy, go home.
I went more to the Lanham skating rink than Crystal Skate rink.
It
So
doesn't matter. It doesn't. Well, okay, one is more hood than the other,
yeah,
but
exactly.
still, one is
But no,
infinitely more
it's
hood
just
than the
like
other.
rock with
But yeah,
you. I don't know. In my head, rock with you just hits a little differently than remember the time. I mean, they're both good. I'm not even gonna say
one's the
one.
end of disco, one's the end of disco, one's the end of New Jack
I
Swing.
think it's the disco aspect
Hey,
of
look, hey,
that.
hey, look, Denzel. Denzel make a point.
No, it's not the aspect. I can't skate to remember the
Denzel,
time. It's just
look, not Denzel, Denzel. Thank you.
Denzel.
no, no. It's not the fact that I can't skate to remember the time. It's just I. It's just for some reason maybe the disco aspect of rock with you hit
That's what
more
it
for
is.
me.
Chris,
Yeah, it
Chris,
is.
I think we mentioned this. I think you mentioned this, or somebody did in our last show where they say it's a cookout album. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is the off the wall. The only reason, I can say whatever I want to, will say whatever I want about it, but put that shit on where there's motherfucking where there's a fish fry and hot dogs getting
Look,
cooked.
I
It fits.
I played off the wall. This is when we were dealing with people's the noise complaints from the DJs that year. I played off the wall, and you're right. Motherfuckers like, oh shit, Michael Jackson. Oh, and I think I played the Dangerous album too, and people, hey, they fucking knew all the goddamn songs off that. And Remember the Time was the big one that everybody was like, oh my god, just boom, it sparked in their head immediately.
I remember, like I said, and I think for us, especially if you're, I will say, if you were born before 91, you know everything about this song and you feel everything with the song. If you were born after that, I can agree. Like, I like it. What is it? The top 10 for you? Not really. I can understand that. I can kind of understand that because we grew up with not only this being played all the time, but we was like, I'm sorry, is that Magic Johnson calling for a stick man? What am I watching here?
One more thing before we get into the video. So here's some interesting.
Mhm.
I found this quite humorous. Co-writer Teddy Riley supposedly stated that in a 1996 Los Angeles Times interview that he was inspired to write the song after hearing Jackson describe falling in love with the woman he just married. The article assumes that he's referring to Debbie Rowe, but Riley himself makes no mention of her. In a 2011 reply to a fan on Twitter, Riley denied that the song was even about her to begin with, which makes sense because, the first person that Mike married was Lisa Marie. So
Yeah.
anyway, others have noted that when the single was originally released in 92, Jackson dedicated this song to Diana Ross.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Also, yeah, that's another thing that D and Eris like to make fun of. That me and Eris, we finally decided what Mike was with Diana Ross. Now I used to be Diana touch that kid mode. We're not doing that no more. No. We are both on Mike is Drake right now when it comes to Diana. I made that song for you, but you don't even care.
You don't
I
even
don't even
care.
I don't even care about you. Ha.
She turned him down on the whiz.
Oh my God. Mike is that person turned the lights on and off, looking at the whiz.
He sitting there pulling the chain.
Short, short hair Diana Ross is his fave.
Boy, no. Chris, you fucked up. In his Drake voice, I was the one that told you to cut your hair. I
Yeah.
believe, much like we said with Big Boss and Naked Snake, y'all banged, did y'all?
It's possible.
And one person didn't get over it, and that was Mike.
Dude. First of all, it's Diana Ross.
And that's why Mike was fucking big white bitches. Yeah, see, I can fuck ugly bitches. I don't even need you.
I like.
Look. He parked himself into a corner when he realized that's the coochie he liked. But anyway,
I like the one thing about music videos and stuff is like I like music videos that there is a measure of a story. I mean, obviously MJ isn't the first one. We've seen stuff like even from Robert Kelly. Usher had what was it what the fuck Nice and Slow was pretty much like a long ass music video that had a plot basically. And then so like with this because this was like a 10-minute music video basically.
It was like 9 minutes.
It felt like 10 minutes.
It's one of his shorter.
Nice and Slow. You mentioned Nice and Slow.
Nice and Slow had an actual plot.
That did have an actual plot to it, but I don't remember
the video for Remember the Time was like roughly around 9 minutes. It's one of his short films.
Oh, it's definitely short by MJ standards.
Because God knows, like MJ has put out he's put out some.
Dude, Bad was a whole fucking damn movie.
Yeah, it was like 18 minutes. It
felt longer than 18 minutes, buddy.
No, it was 18 minutes.
That's how long it was exactly. Was 18 minutes.
They had opening credits. They was on a train. It's like, bro.
By a funny measure, I would say Smooth Criminal is probably the longest.
Right, but here's the thing.
If you started from him getting shot at in front of his house to the car chase to like going all the way to Club 30s, because the song itself is 9 minutes. It's a 9-minute short film, but when you add all that additional stuff, it's really like
Mike going from Lancia to nigga mode.
Yes,
bro. Michael Jackson is a costumer's wet dream of a big payday. Oh shit, I'm on the MJ album. Oh yes, we're getting paid today, baby.
But
boy, I feel bad. That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for artists who want to put. Okay, I don't know how. I remember. I forgot which Rick Ross album it was. I think it was God Forgives I Don't. I think it was that album. But Rick had like 7 videos on.
Oh yes, he did.
And I was thinking to myself, niggas are only going to watch three of these.
Hold Me Back.
And the only one I saw was these niggas will hold me back. Hold me back was a look. I hate to be a person. I hate to be that person. But if I can put on my critiquing glasses for that one, this is what I call a quality hip hop.
Very vintage DMX. A bunch of niggas, sweaty niggas.
It was one of those things. Where it was like, yes.
It was also one of those like that. That's let's be real. Hold Me Back is probably right in that same category with Nuck If You Buck. It's a song that's gonna start fights in the club.
That was dude.
Look,
Hold Me Back.
I hate to be
I
in
got
Miami.
Get At Me dog vibes with
be
that
in
song.
Miami. I would hate to be in Miami when that song comes on. These niggas boy, the second you hear the got my pussy in for me, mama, music. I'm like, I hate to be that. And by the time you get to the last verse, these niggas will over like, God,
How does one lose weight and still look fat?
I
That's the
love it.
conundrum.
I love it. I
That's
love
the
it.
conundrum.
I don't
I
know.
love it.
Ask Freeway. Ask Mike Jones.
Freeways, dude.
Freeway
Freeway,
never lost weight.
Freeway looking like me.
Freeway
Yeah,
never
now,
lost
but I'm
weight.
talking about when he first came
Oh yeah,
back out
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah. Oh
shadows
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no,
and started
and Chris,
losing
I know
weight.
he lost weight. I know Freeway lost weight, but he's still a skinny fat nigga to me.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
really
saying.
is. You can
He's
see it
skinny
a little
fat.
bit in the face, a little bit.
Like I said, same with Mike Jones, same with
Paul Wall.
Scarface, Paul Wall, like all them dudes.
Paul, I like how Paul Wall. I would give him this. I will give Paul. I will give Paul Palmer this. Yo, I like that he stayed with his black queen and he has turned into every old dirty white man. I love it. I love it.
Nah,
Good
bro.
for
Dude,
him.
look, the
He's so
No,
best
that white boy had no business being so clean as he is now,
the
man. Good,
best
good for
Michael
Paul
Jackson
Wall.
to me is Dirty Mac and Michael Jackson, and that's what we get in Remember the Time. It's Dirty Mac and
nah,
MJ.
this
This
isn't.
wasn't
Well,
as bad as I remember the
no.
Twitter
See,
the tweets
see,
made it sound to
no,
me.
no,
It
no.
wasn't that
See, hold
bad.
on. Let me know. I'm gonna put it into perspective for you, gentlemen. There are 3 songs, 3 short films to be exact, where Mike he goes into a scene and just starts shit. This, remember the time, Smooth
Smooth
Criminal,
criminal.
and You Rock My World.
To be
I was gonna say
fair,
the way you make me feel because that nigga had no
Nah,
business going out in the middle of the street
first,
hollering at somebody's sister. Then the whole crew start dancing to that shit.
hey, look, this nigga. First of all, he had when he made the Crips stop cripping and
That's what
checking
I'm
this
saying.
nigga out.
That's what I'm
he said,
saying.
"Crip, stop cripping,
They
bruh."
did.
Hey, what you doing over here, Buster?
Hey,
All right,
First
Mike
off,
wasn't. Hey,
all right,
listen,
hold
Mike.
up, hold.
Hold up. Mike wasn't stupid. At least when he was in the video, nigga was rocking the colors. He had
first,
the blue
first
and
off,
black and
first
kept
off,
it moving.
you can't
Hey,
blame him for you can't blame him for Smooth Criminal because if I'm wearing that type of suit, of course I'm gonna fucking be a habitual line crosser.
First of all, yeah, I would. Nigga, you interrupted a pool game. You gonna grab the cue ball and crush it and then
But
blow
you
the
see
dust.
the fly suit. I'm a habitual line crosser
Nigga,
at
I
that
don't care.
point.
First of all, sir, it's 1940s Chicago at a club called Club 30s. Everybody packing, all right? You're gonna
Harris,
get clipped.
we already talked about this, Harris. You want to see who's bad? Come on, I'll show you who's bad.
You don't tell a dark skinned Wesley Snipes
Wesley
A
that shit.
Snipes.
dark skin in his prime, in his prime, Wesley
Before
Snipes.
always bet on black.
First of all, this was his first acting debut.
Oh my god, I like how Martin Scorsese had it made the runtime long on purpose just to tell the story properly.
No, see, it wasn't. No, what I liked about it was that Martin forgot to tell homeboy that did what was it that movie The Color of Money. He had this whole storyline written up because he's the one who wrote it, and he goes, "Oh, I forgot somewhere there's supposed to be a music number here," and that's when the
Hey, I'm gonna say this though, for a music video, I'm always appreciative of special effects, and I kind of actually like the sand special effects and him spinning and all that stuff. I actually did like
Okay,
it.
it's not as
So
dated as I thought it would
no,
be.
it's
Yeah, it really isn't. Even in 4K, it's not dated. It's like, oh,
That's
shit,
not
it
because
actually works.
for one thing, we keep the listen, we keep the magic dust to a minimum. I mean, we see him
True.
throw it out first. First of all, Mike shows up after 3 performers. Let's be real, just got murdered in front of everybody. One got thrown to the lions.
And
One
they
got
did it the right
beheaded.
way. And they did it the right way because I totally forgot about. Totally
It all
forgot how they did it
yeah, it happens off
off
camera.
camera, and I was hoping to myself because let me just put it out here. Let me just
Oh.
put this one out here. I haven't seen this movie video in years, but the one thing I do remember is that Eddie Murphy only made facial expressions,
Which is perfect.
which is perfect.
He
Eddie
did.
didn't have to talk. He didn't have to do
But
none of that.
he did talk. The one
What
he
he talk?
only delivered one line because
Say, what is it that you want?
like he just said, and what is it that you are going to do?
Oh yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
He just and that was all he needed to say. Because first of all, when you got Eddie coming in, and I know who he's supposed to be. Like Eddie in this case, he's supposed to be the Pharaoh, Ramses the Great.
Mhm.
That's who he is.
Man,
like for
I
this.
just thought he
And
was just
Iman
Pharaoh.
was Nefertari.
No, yeah. She was supposed to be that, and that's why I was saying, like, actually, I think those are 2 different errors, but you know what? We're just gonna let that one go. That's why I
I'm
said
not
those are
blaming
two.
Mike. I'm not
Those are
blaming
two.
Mike. I'm not blaming Mike. I'm just gonna let I'm gonna let John Singleton direct this however he wants
I'm
to
blaming
direct it.
white people. I'm blaming white
I'm
people.
blaming
I'm
Mike.
blaming white people for ripping up and tearing up our history and us not figuring that crap out until about
Hey,
2010.
I'm
see,
Okay,
still kind of,
that's why I'm
you know
blaming.
what, and I'm still kind of mad that to this day that the record label would not release the video's budget figures. I want to know how much did this cost?
That
12
had to
million.
come. I think it had to come out of people's
Nah, it
pockets.
wasn't 12 million because if that was like Chris, it's impossible for it to cost 12 million because to this date, Michael's most expensive short film was Scream,
I'm about to say Scream was about in
7
today's number.
million.
I'm about to say in today's money that
Ah,
had
I have the number.
oh they
4
do.
million. 4
Four,
million.
that
That was
sounds
the
about
act. 4
that
million
sounds
for
about
Remember the
modest.
Time.
4 million.
Okay, all
That
right.
sounds like nobody was going to get paid
I
over a
say this
million.
as somebody. I mean, you talk about the sand special effects. I say that because like there were special effects in certain music videos that still pop up and live rent free in my head. It's this and Busta Rhymes and Janet's "What's It Gonna Be" with
Yeah,
the
what's it
fucking
gonna be?
liquid shit. That
Mhm.
shit lives rent free in my head on how good
Here's
it
the
looks.
difference. Actually, you sure about that? Some of that liquid looks
It does, but it
dated.
still is in my head. It just looks good to me a little
Okay,
bit.
okay. There's all right. There's like when it comes to the dated look, there's God, there's a couple of Alanis Morissette videos that are dated because it's just her in front of a green screen.
Yeah,
And then you got Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity, where that was all practical
that
effects. That
lives
was
rent free in
all
my head still.
practical effects. That was them moving the floor around. That was them using perspective and all the rest of that. Stop that, Chris, because that's a meme now amongst the children. They're doing that's a meme amongst the kids now. But still, but that was the wonderful shut the fuck up, Chris.
Hey, I was Jamiroquai stand at that point, man.
No, no. The one
As
thing
was
I
I.
love, I loved hearing the interview of Homeboy. Now he's a fat British dude. Now it's great, but uh, but he was talking about the one part I always loved when he was talking about. He said, he like I wanted to make it a big deal why I didn't touch nothing. So when the couch was moving, I didn't know it was going to move towards the wall. So he did a little thing where he kind of tiptoed around it. He's like, that was one take. I almost fell when I did. I was like, I
But
love
it's
that
just
crap.
see, but going back to this music video, but seeing just everything that happened from the start of him, like just doing all that is just crazy.
No. I was going to mention before we went off on this tangent. First of all, when Mike shows up, he always has to make his grand entrance.
Ain't
I
nobody
love
gonna know who I
first
look
of all,
like.
I love the fact that he walked in looking like a damn black mage from Final Fantasy,
I'm
and
gonna have the hood
he
on my
drops
head. Ain't nobody
he
gonna
drops the
see.
dust, like drops the dust down, and we see it move to the left, move to the right, and all that on some Psycho Mantis shit. Um, what I thought was interesting was at the time I thought, yo, does Stan Winston have a hand in this? But Stan wouldn't work with Mike until about '96.
Yeah.
So, uh, seeing that thing of him transforming from the black dust to the gold and him looking like a full on Oscar. I mean, I'm just
What
saying,
is that black dust?
like we see him form, and I'm like, dude, this was pretty cool. I liked it. The song kicks in, and
Shout
right
out to shout out
there,
to Eddie not going witchcraft.
and
Shout out to him.
right there, when the moment the song kicks in and Mike just starts airing out the dirty laundry and Eddie I love the look because again Eddie speaks in facial expressions just staring at Iman because Iman is looking at she's looking at Mike dancing, telling the truth, putting it out there, not giving a damn about the fact that you saying this in front of a freaking pharaoh. Son, the disrespect level was so real. All right.
I like how this motherfucker went to start singing. You know, I was telling myself, he is a magical nigga. Have you not
I
seen
say
Michael Jackson?
magical nigga.
He's a very magical nigga.
Transform into a fucking damn sports car. What are you talking about?
You're right.
I knew it
Dirty
was
Mac
on.
activated.
You knew it was on the second Amon like a dumbass. Put her hand out a little bit. He just kissed that joint. I was like, Eddie Murphy is a dark-skinned man and you are light-skinned. He will hurt you.
He is no, sir.
He
First of
will
all, no,
harm
no, no,
you.
no, no. He you got to do it in the Boondocks. He is brown skinned and mustached. He is about to kill you.
Eddie Murphy had like that was the pristine black man mustache.
It was
That was what I call
that
Final Form 90s
final
mustache.
four 90.
That was a Final Form 90s
That shit
mustache.
comes with a fuck. That shit comes with a fucking damn high top fade, a
And I will give it
middle
and I give
class
it up
business job.
I gotta give it up to Eddie. I don't know how he
And a
rocked
mid
that
level
mustache.
Mercedes.
Yeah,
That nigga
Mercedes.
A mid level Mercedes.
used mid-level Mercedes. Anyway, I like how Eddie Murphy rocked that mustache until the end of the decade, even to the next decade, and he still get bitches. I don't understand this shit. Well, granted, he's a billionaire, but
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
still.
of course, of
And
course.
by the way, when like when Magic was, I love the part early,
Oh, real quick,
prior.
I'm sorry. You know, I looked it up yesterday, and it caught me off guard because I already knew he had a fucking village, but I didn't know that Eddie Murphy had 10 whole ass children.
Yeah.
10.
Hmm.
I was thinking like, a high number, 7. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, he giving Phillip Rivers a run for his money.
So
Oh man,
so
yeah,
when
yeah.
Magic Johnson was introducing all the performers that's supposed to perform for the Pharaoh, I like when the one who got beheaded, he goes, "Damn, that's cold, man."
I
Ah,
do
back
remember
when
that.
Magic Johnson was in shape.
My man was like,
You need to
"That's
quit
cold."
that. Magic, hold on. Magic would technically be in shape for 2 more years before he was like, "Yep, time to shut it down."
I'm about to say,
So
like, I forgot when did Magic
I
retire?
remember he played in was it
93.
no
I don't
wasn't
think
he
he played in the '94 season.
wasn't he playing like when Gary Payton was in or some shit? 'Cause I remember he played in it was like some one of the NBA stars had just joined the league, and Magic played his last game in the
I
league.
remember it being.
I
Boy,
forgot what player was it.
I'm showing my age with this. I remember Nick Van Exel being drafted to the team that Magic was
Yes,
on, but I don't think that was him. That just told him like the future is now. No, he will come back in 1996.
that's what it was. 96. I forgot who it was in 96. It wasn't AI. Fuck, who was it?
The Lakers in 96. That could have been anybody, man. That could
It
have
might
been
have been
anybody.
Gary Payton. It might have been Gary Payton or somebody that was just like, bro, Magic Johnson was still kind of had it in 96. Like, yo, shit, he really still got it.
Not my like because Magic, but no, because Magic was truly what he was. He was a gifted player, man. He was one of the greatest people to ever play basketball. So of course he was gonna have that excellent, better than average skill, yeah. But that doesn't surprise me at an older age he had it like that. I like hearing those stories opposite to Michael on the Wizards when niggas be fucking lying, and I'm glad that Gilbert Arenas like, oh no, I know it was weak Jordan. I gave him 40.
Give it the only one that's gonna speak truth to power because
fuck,
he was there
fuck
at
Mike.
front and
Fuck
center with
Mike.
it.
Fuck Mike. I dropped 40 on that nigga. I ain't
Speaking
worried
of
about
fuck Mike, I just like how Eddie Murphy is every angry black nigga when somebody is dirty macking their girlfriend, where he's like, get him out of here, get him out of
Look
here,
at this
get him
Uh,
out of
nigga.
here.
I can't believe
now
this high
my
yellow person.
there was a meme, by the way.
Mhm.
Um, there was a meme about this where it shows Eddie and Iman. Somebody actually took the time to draw it, where he said, "So let me get this right. You mean to tell me that this nigga just came in here, sang and danced, and he didn't hit?"
Right?
It was like something like that.
Look, look.
Singing and dancing about y'all two, and he didn't hit,
I don't think he had the time to.
but he
He had a
remembers. Not the you said it. I don't think he had the time to, but he remembers.
We
mhm,
all remember,
mhm.
He
just like
remember the
Alamo.
Hey
time.
Eris. Hey Eris.
We got to get one.
Y'all puns. I hate puns. You know I hate puns. Oh, I hate you. Was
Now, I know the puns you hate. D. I mean, you hate MJ song title puns more.
no, no. I don't hate MJ. I hate puns in general. I hate the ones where I go. Okay, I laughed. Okay, I laughed. You happy? I
I
hate
don't know.
that. I hate that.
I
I hate
kind of
those
hated.
the
I kind
most.
of hated the tweets about this music video. It was like, yeah, remember when Michael Jackson dared to do what Hollywood couldn't do and show Egyptians in their net? I'm like,
I'm like, some of y'all got a
guys, it's
weird
a
ass
music
way of.
video.
Some of y'all really got a weird ass way of remembering this thing.
Just
Thank you.
say
Right,
you like.
right.
Like, dude, the only thing I get out of remember the time was this was just part two of MJ walking into an establishment and starting shit.
Me, I just
That's
remember
it.
Eddie Murphy and Iman. That's like that. That is like in my head. Like
So,
Iman,
so
Gold's
again,
Gym. Holy shit, I
the
forgot.
gold,
Gym
bro, the
existed.
gold, the gold gym jacket though. But again, here's what I thought was interesting about Mike. I love the fact that Mike is rocking whole ass black jeans.
I mean, I would too. Yeah.
It's no. It's supposed to be ancient Egypt, bro.
First off, when has
Get him.
MJ
Get
ever
him.
went with
Get
the
him, nigga.
motif of the time period here? Except Smooth
Sir,
Criminal.
sir,
Captain
sir,
EO.
Captain EO,
Captain EO.
smooth criminal. He wore a whole ass suit.
Yeah,
First off,
clearly. Yeah, I know it was
when you do
Like
1980s,
something
you,
like
but he could
this,
still wear it.
you could do whatever you want because you're magic.
you talk, Chris. Look, I get where you're trying to go with this, but this
I
is
do
not the
too.
same. No,
I
but
do too.
this is not the same as a nigga that transformed into a car, into a transformer, into a freaking TIE fighter. Okay,
He went from the fucking mage from the Forbidden Wilderness from Final Fantasy VII to this.
yes, that
Like,
is true. He probably had a freaking freaking muggle in his back pocket for all I know, but
Nigga
still, I mean,
showed up.
pull out Cat
Nigga
Sith.
showed.
You know.
Nigga showed up. Nigga showed up to motherfucking Pharaoh. What are you buying?
what are you buying? What are you
What are you
selling?
selling? Ah, stranger.
No,
That looks like
no,
a.
no, 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 no. He sees him on. Stranger, stranger. That was a relationship of a lifetime.
Iman. No, I ain't gonna do it. But that being said, but I remember. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I remember
Now
people.
that's a woman.
I remember people seeing this scene and seeing that little weak ass kiss that she gave Michael and all the rest of that. I remember. I
Can
remember.
you really call it weak?
Hold on. I remember my aunt, who I am convinced still thinks he's gay. Like, see how he kissing her?
I'm not gay.
That is still funny from Epic Movie. I'm not
Not
gay.
gay. I don't know which is funnier, that one or the other that black dude is like, I'm not gay anymore. I'm delivered.
Dude
Deliver.
he got kicked into the pit and said, I'm not gay.
Yo, old boy.
That movie had no business being as funny as it was.
That's the only
wasn't
funny joke in that
I'm gonna
movie.
say it wasn't
It's
funny.
literally
You
the
know
only
what
funny joke of
Okay,
the
well,
movie.
just that part. But still, that part alone had no business being as funny as
R.I.P.
it
Wayne's Brothers.
was. Wayne's Brothers production.
we gotta stop putting you on stuff, Chris. I swear.
But you know,
Hey, look, Iman got me. She did Star Trek Undiscovered Country after this video, right? And I was like, Iman in Star Trek? Oh, you're just being beautiful black woman. Gotcha. I'm good with this.
Look,
I
look,
love
look,
it.
look, 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 look,
but
look,
hang
look.
on.
I
Shape-shifting
believe.
black woman.
Look, I believe David Bowie only had sex with her only to breed children. Like, I don't believe he. Other than that, he had gay orgies, and she was cool with it. This is how you have a married couple.
Hey,
So again, gentlemen, like I said, Mike goes in, starts shit, runs, and I love it. He's like, this is like a dancing Jackie Chan because he just comes in and he's freaking po juking folks, running down corridors, going one way, going another way, just trying to outrun everybody. I'm like, bro, how is this light skinned Negro giving y'all the
well, I
slip?
mean, not to bury the lead here, but I just laugh at the end of the video where he got cornered. He's like, "Oh shit, I forgot, I'm magic."
Yeah, we see the spit. Yeah. He's like,
You're
"Run to the
muted,
left."
D.
Like,
You're
"Run
muted,
to
D. D, you muted.
So I like how they. My
runs
bad.
to the left, runs to the right, gets cornered, spin, dust.
I just like how Michael. I just like how Michael runs away from the palace, and all of a sudden they're in a fucking village bazaar.
Let's be real. This was 1992, so
It's like
like it's like we run into music video production level of Agrabah.
Dog.
Maybe.
I
because
like how they
Aladdin was out around this time, like around this
dog.
year.
I was just about to say that any moment there, it was going to lift one of those jokes, and our boo was going to and come out there. But
How hilarious would that have been if
I
Bubbles was
liked how
there?
I like how Tiny Zeus Lester was in this video.
Yep.
He was just there,
As the big
like
black guy.
He was just big. He was just big black Egyptian, sir.
Ah,
and think
yes.
about it. And think about it. About 2 years later, what's up, Craig? Smoke.
No, no, that was
None.
About a
about
couple
3 years.
years later.
Yeah,
About a couple years,
three
couple
years later.
few years later.
3 years later, you show up in Friday.
But
But
that's my thing. But we talked about that on other stuff that Tiny Zeus Lester was in. That he's been in a bunch of stuff. It's just that he didn't get over until Friday came
He's
on.
like Terry Crews. Like Terry Crews is the same
Terry
way. He was
Crews is
just
the same
in
way.
shit,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, all right, Terry, you're here.
so
And I'm just mad. And it's a movie that we still haven't done yet, which was Fifth Element. That was the only time you see Tiny Zeus Lester giving lines, and it's like he's a
I would like
believable
to
president.
know because who was the director of Fifth Element?
I don't know who directed the Fifth Element. That's a good one, man. I don't know who did that one, man. But yeah,
But the fact that they looked at Tiny Zeus Lister and was like, "Hey, how would you like to be president in my movie?" Sure.
Luke Besson.
Lou Besson looked at Tiny Zeus and was like, "You're the president of this movie." I know Tiny was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll take president. That's great."
Don't you see? I want to a Negro, a noir president. And
um,
here's you see Debo. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Are you reading it? Oh, you making fun of my cock eyes? Everybody does. Everybody does. I'm just joking with you. Yes, I will actually sign up to this. Yes, thank you.
Hey,
so so the dance breakdown, probably one of the more complicated dance sequences.
it definitely
Boy,
looks very complicated because weren't they? Because it's weird because it's this music video and Busta Rhymes "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See," where it was like a very like Coming to America inspirations
No,
a
that's
little
all
bit.
it was. It was literally coming to
Yeah,
America.
it was literally coming to
mine's
America.
the
But
naked
there was a
and
difference
all that stuff.
between them. But like in Busta Rhymes, Jones, they did
It was
hype.
homage to Coming to America,
Yeah,
basically.
Hype Williams really did a great job with that because he made the girls all be in beat, but still have that same. It like if you put on it will look the same way. So the way Hype Williams kind of like spliced that in there, it kind of worked. I
Hmm.
think with what I liked about this one, when I saw the way it was dancing, and it's standard locking type of doing all that type of stuff. But when you look at it, it's like this is a bit ahead of its time.
Hmm.
It's a bit ahead of its time because we're seeing moves like that now. In like we're seeing like niggas be dancing like that shit now in videos and all that. So it's kind of fucking
It
cool.
really is. I don't want no trouble. Oh, that's right.
Um, yes.
I like how he turned into dust and no one had a clue where the dust
Like
went.
where it went.
I
Like
mean, that was on
nobody.
some.
I get it. It was ancient Egypt. I was gonna say nobody had a freaking Hoover around.
Hey, look, our man from the Mummy movies. That's where he got his inspiration from. Remember the times. Imhotep just turning into dust.
But no, but I want to go back to that dance breakdown. That dance breakdown was hella dope.
Didn't didn't on the radio they used to play like the acapella version of that
Yes, they
dance
did.
breakdown on the radio?
Yes, they did.
Mhm.
Now I don't know if Eris would know this because I don't think but I remember that PGC did that all the way back in the day. I don't think if you heard it, Eris, you heard it. I'm not going to deny you
Mhm.
did, but I remember they played that all the time. They used to because you can literally tell it goes from CD quality to somebody literally put a speaker against the hole
Oh God.
because it go from that to all of a sudden. Do you remember,
Yeah.
girl? You hear like
On the ball, you
and,
and
and
me.
then you hear just the echo of nothing in the background. Oh man, that was cool as hell, man. I remember everybody. That was the one thing that stood out for everybody was just that breakdown right there, man.
Like
And yeah,
I tried. Like I actually tried. I mean, there's a few there's a few MJ choreography that I know like that, but
nah, that looks like it's intricate. It look like you need
that
somebody
one
to
is very intricate. Like I have to take time. I have to actually watch a full tutorial on how to do every line, every
do.
cut, every
Dude,
turn.
it's one of those dances where I am certain Omarion jerks off to. This is how the master did it. Omarion, do you have to be naked Will you masturbate to this video all the time?
You
I
said
mean,
Marion.
now
Jesus.
like as complicated. I would say as complicated and intricate as this one is. It's
Mm, mm.
still
I
it's
say that because you know that little push up one leg joint
yeah,
that
the one
yeah,
leg push up joint.
do you know how many that's a standard move, and I'm a R&B nigga that knows how to dance, yeah? Chris Brown know how to do that with no hands at this point. So that's what I'm saying. It's a
Right.
standard thing to do.
But
This is why me and Eris get consistently
Shit.
disappointed at Mr. Christopher Brown.
so we get
I'm
constantly
like, that
disappointed.
dude was here, and then he put his hands on that
Just
woman,
had
and
to
it
go.
just.
He just had to go put his hands on the R&B queen at the
And then
time.
he
You know what I
and then
like?
he went light skinned nigga on Karuchi, and I'm like, bro, why? What are we
Then the
Look,
doing
nigga
here?
had to go and
look,
get
look,
himself
look.
tatted up and
I hate to be
shit.
that
And
person.
then
I
D,
hate to be
wait,
that
no,
person.
wait, D, hold on.
The
He
Karuchi
he
shit
goes
was
no,
hilarious.
he had to go and get himself tatted up, right, Chris? And then he goes, then he has to go and align himself with gang members. Like,
Thank you, right? Like,
Okay. That's a misnomer because he always did that. Since he came into the game, he was doing that.
see, I don't
See,
remember unless I'm tripping.
unlike his cousin who didn't do that shit, Chris will always loop around back to the rappers or loop around back to the niggas. Chris did that. Trey didn't do that. Trey was just already crazy. So
Yeah, you're right about Chris, because when they did that year BET during the early years of the ciphers when they were good, when he was out rapping everybody in that cipher, I was like, got a little hood in you on
that's
that
what
one, them
started, and
bars.
that's what started it. But here's the fun part about that. That actually he got that from his cousin, and I give this to Trey
Ooh.
Songz because Trey used to freestyle and sing,
Mm.
and it's one of the more famous jokes he did was like I forgot the name of that joke, man, but it was like for fit for change, man. It did that joke, but he got that from his cousin, so you know
Oh,
whatever, man. You
man.
know it's just one of those things, man. But I just like how Chris Brown is what I like to call D at this point when it comes to anime. I know where I'm at.
Exactly.
oh,
Like Chris, I will give Chris this. Chris should be a S class artist, but he's around B class, and it's like this. And here's him. I'm making almost 50 G's a night with these photos. Y'all can fuck off. I got to give it up to Chris, man.
But nah, man, it's just it's kind of, there's a professionalism aspect to Michael Jackson that you see in everything that he does, right?
mhm.
Where it's like you see it like top to bottom on the perfection. Because like if you watch This Is It, you see how they're doing the practice of dance and choreography. You want that shit to be perfect. I have to imagine that same shit was happening on Remember the Time, where he's like,
Oh
"Hey, we're
man,
getting this shit right
Mike
until
was, but
I
we
you
mean,
know."
always talked
well,
about
you
that.
know,
Mike is always
no, but you know that
come on.
that this was supposed to be a part of the Dangerous tour. Like I said, they rehearsed the hell out
Oh,
of
you
this
know he
song.
was disappointed when they had to take it off. I know he had to been disappointed.
I mean, I think well he made the decision because he's like, look, wardrobe, nah, it ain't working because you know for them having to switch from whatever song they were gonna try to switch out of off the set list to be in the full like the full ancient Egypt
Mhm.
gear, it's you know it would have been. I don't know how they would have pulled that off because I've seen how they do costume changes on a set list when he was in like when he was on tour.
Mm.
Case in point, you knew that he was getting ready for the B side of his set list whenever he works in Working Day and Night.
Mm.
Like Working Day and Night, dude is actually wearing like two outfits,
Oh wow.
dancing his ass off, which is why it always looks
A
extra
lot of people
baggy.
did. A lot of people did that back in the day, especially
And
performers like Mike. They did that a lot. Wear
because
two outfits, wear two different outfits, man.
Mhm.
think of it, like, think of it like this, Chris. When when he would like for the Dangerous tour, he would do Working Day and Night. And
Mhm.
then right when he does a little magic trick where they throw the freaking sheet over him and he disappears from the chair or whatever,
Mhm.
and you see him break out with that long ass oh, he's already in the freaking Beat It costume.
Wow.
Rocking the Billie Jean pants, by the way. He's rocking the Billie Jean pants, but he's wearing the Beat It jacket, white shirt. He already had that. He was already wearing it.
Now you mentioned him wearing black pants. Like I have to imagine that was a conversation him and John Singleton have, and Singleton lost that fight. Like, hey Mike, you can't be having black
I
pants on.
think I got a feeling
I mean,
that
full ass
John.
denim jeans.
I got a feeling that
At least they're
John.
black and they're not like the faded black jeans after you wash them a couple of times.
Air. I was just about to say that it's going to have that long streak at the knee on down,
Ashy knees.
The ashy
the
black.
ashy knee. Hold on. Hey, look, guys, those are '90s jeans. They did that. They
Hey,
definitely
unless
did
you
that.
turn them shits inside out and wash them, hey, that's just that's the casualty of black jeans at that point.
Which didn't do anything. All you did was like you're just
You delayed
prolonging the inevitable.
yeah, you delaying the inevitable at that point.
Now, and I seen this actually. I seen one. Somebody in the chat said this earlier when when we was talking about we was talking about people since we talking about the choreography. Eris.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Fatima
Yeah.
Robinson.
Yeah.
Oof,
Fatima
yeah.
Robinson. She was
So
the one.
you're dealing with somebody and then yeah.
I
It's like
mean,
I'm done. I don't we already know that name, nigga. So that's like you're dealing so Mike, like I said, Mike, this whole thing was said. I'm pretty sure John let everything go. Like y'all got it. Y'all got it. Now,
Um,
I don't know how y'all mamas was, but my mama collected. We had this.
yeah, I still got to collect. I still like
oh yeah, my mom had an old
My
Jet
parents
magazine with that.
collected not just the Jet magazines, but she always collected all the MJ ones for me.
Hmm. My mom, I gotta ask my mom, do she still have any of the Jets? Because my mom still got a bunch of Essence ones and a bunch of Ebony ones, but I don't know. We had because we got Jet every single fucking week, so you know what I mean. So that's one. Ah, God, my mom probably threw away all the motherfuckers.
I'm
Um,
mad. I'm mad. He mentioned Fatima Robinson. I'm mad we didn't mention the fact that she did the fucking dance choreography for Save the Laugh Dance.
well,
I forgot
well,
about
you said it, Chris. So, so, so again with the complicated like dance breakdown and
I know, Eris. I know. Thank you, Chris. This is what you did to us.
Nigga, did I just catch you having fun?
The place
that.
go
And the
on and
sweet
on in the back of my
memories.
mind.
Oh.
so, gentlemen, um, I would like to throw out some critical receptions about this.
Oh,
'Cause
there's critical reception to this.
yes, there
Really?
are. But
Really? Really?
before getting into that, Chris, you mentioned that you had some rants. I wanted to know what exactly was your rant
No,
again?
the rant was just about as
Was
a
it in
start.
relation to this video, like to the show?
It's related to that video with respect to, like I said, the way Gen Xers really act like we weren't there when these movie music videos premiered and shit. And
I'm like, yes, we were.
yes, we were. We were like,
A big fan of them.
we were big fans of them. Like, I was 8 years old when this music video dropped. I'm pretty cognitive of like music videos when they premiere. Like, we
Hell,
just
I will go this far as saying that somebody who's a millennial, I don't believe that I think the Sasha Fierce album that Beyonce did is a true is indicative of her growing up in that era, seeing Michael Jackson and everybody else put on these amazing music videos. Yeah, so fuck you. We grew up with them. We just ain't got a place to put them outside of
Yeah, I'm
YouTube.
sorry we didn't grow up in like the early 80s when it was when channels we only got 3 channels on your fucking TV and shit.
I'm
Like,
sorry, Gen Xer. I get it. You were there for the premiere of Triumph from Wu Tang Clan. I was too.
I
I'm
was
Get
too.
over it.
I'm sorry that AFN was only a single channel that crammed as much stuff they can cram within a 16-hour block.
I'm sorry,
Dude,
Mash
I
came
am
on at 10
so
o'clock before the TV went off at midnight. My bad.
I am
Oh shit.
so sorry. You stopped watching MTV in 1998 because of all this music you don't like, and then all of a sudden when it disappeared, y'all young kids don't know nothing about.
Here's how old I am. I remember the last episode of Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah,
That all star of
I remember.
all the rappers. That was a
Nah,
moment.
I remember
I
when
got
they
a moment for
I
you.
remember when
Since you're
they
bringing up
premiered.
MTV Raps, I got a moment for you, CJ. I remember when Ed Lover had to freaking shut Tupac's mouth up because he kept running it.
It's like Tupac, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
I remember I remember when they showed "Stop Being Greedy" by DMX on MTV for the first time, and the white anchors didn't know how to react when they got off a break from it
bro.
because DMX scared white people that much before they, you know,
Uh,
Party Up came out and they got safe.
sir. They got scared at the edited version of "Get at Me, Dog."
Yeah, they did.
If you heard the real version of "Get at Me, Dog," oh, ho, ho.
I will never forget how white people were literally scared of DMX for about 2.5 years. They
So
never invited him on MTV.
Oh,
no,
They
he got
never
invited.
let.
no,
Oh,
no,
He
no.
got
He got
invited. They ain't
invited.
talked to that nigga.
No, he got invited to MTV. He just never showed up.
oh no. He did. There was a VMAs.
1999.
No. It was VMAs. He was supposed to perform "Get at Me, Dog," and the people in production felt some way because of the lyrics, obviously, and everything. And DMX kirked out on his white lady. She had to look like,
Help!
okay.
Help!
I think that is prime DMX. So you know was a part of all
Oh, there
that.
was a cuss out and everything, and you got Irv Gotti over the corner laughing his
Yeah,
ass off watching it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Get him, X.
Just
Yeah.
repeatedly saying, yeah. All right. So
Give
here we go.
credit.
So
Girl kirking off, man. What we gonna do?
all right. So critical reception,
So what's
gentlemen.
the critical reception?
So remember the time was generally well received by contemporary music critics. Chris Lancey from Albumism noted that the warmth and nostalgia of the song harkens back to Jackson's Motown roots. This is where we're getting the, oh, it reminds me of Rock With You. Okay.
I guess.
So
Dig that crazy rhythm.
what is it? Like Stephen Thomas, like a writer of all music, commented that Dangerous had plenty of professional craftsmanship at its peak because of such fine singles like In the Closet and Remember the Time.
I wasn't
He
really
also
big on "In the Closet." That's the
I
crazy
love
part.
that song.
that
Love
song
that song.
hits.
Maybe I
So
need to
he
listen to
also
it again.
he
Maybe I
also
Hey Chris, imagine Michael Jackson pulled a pillow over a girl's head while banging her out from behind. It's that type of song.
yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
so anyway
Powerful
uh
imagery, sir.
so
Powerful
so
imagery for
so
a powerful
so
song.
let me all right, let me get through this. So Steven also listed it as being the highlight of the album. Larry Flick from Billboard said that the song shows the King of Pop downplaying his signature woos and shrieks in favor of a decidedly soulful and affecting vocal performance.
Which means that
I
he
like
loved
how
the New Jacks. Which means that he did love the New Jack stuff.
I love how
Insinuating
white people hated the but they were
insinuating New Jack Swing grooves work well, encasing an immediately memorable hook.
Mm.
Now, a reviewer from Cashbox noted the smooth dance ballad sounds like it could have been from Off the Wall album and has more of the mouth noise, woos, and hollers that we guess will take Mr. Jackson several more albums to outgrow. Pan-European magazine Music and Media wrote that it is a danceable multi-format smash dedicated to his mentor Diana Ross. This was one of the people that was already throwing that rumor around. Let's see. John from the New York Times commented that titles like "Remember the Time," "She Drives Me Wild," and "Given to Me" tell the lyrics' whole story, though they don't suggest the wretched tone he has when he sings them. A writer from People magazine said that true strength of this record stems from bouncy up-tempo pop like "Remember the Time." Alan Light, a writer for Rolling Stone, stated that he felt that it's the most lighthearted music track on the album, and described the song's lyrics as telling a blissful romance only to ask, so why did it end? Richard Harrington, a writer from the Washington Post, described "Remember the Time" as being wistful, commenting that he felt that the song featured Jackson's least affected vocal performance and that
I
it
was a critic.
builds an engaging, radio-friendly momentum. And that's
See,
all.
that's why I can't be a music critic because I just feel it's a lot of pretentious stuff instead of just getting straight to the point.
I mean,
Hey,
but you had at least
hey,
one or two people that said, "Hey, you know what? This shit slaps," and kept it moving.
here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, and I don't want to talk about it right now because you pitching that errors. I had to remember what critics said about a song I just looked up, "Butterflies."
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! You mean to tell me a song that is considered a classic by everybody that loves Michael Jackson
Mhm.
was hated
Yeah.
across the board by critics. The only one to give him any credit was the Atlanta Black Star by going, "It's decent,
Yeah, that's
That
what I
love
says
it,
a lot.
um
love it, love it, love it,
ch-
love it."
so going into the chart performance, Remember the Time peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 on March 7, 1992, 7 weeks after the single released. The song saw similar success on other Billboard charts, topping R&B hip hop songs on March 7th and peaking at number 2 in the dance club play songs on April 4th, 1992.
Makes sense.
Number 15 in adult contemporary on March 21st in the same year. The song peaked at number 2 on Billboard's Hot Dance / Maxi Singles sales. It was certified gold by the RIAA for a shipment of over 500,000 units in the United States in March of 1992 and later triple platinum in 2022.
Now, apparently, that triple platinum comes with the caveat that it came mainly from streaming,
It don't
Yeah,
matter. It still
still,
which is
don't
still
matter.
pretty damn good
Still
still,
in and
don't
of
matter.
itself.
That's a
still,
lot.
it's still
That's a
Actually, no. Let me
whole
back up
lot.
for us. Let me back
And
up
when,
for us. Actually,
hold
back
on.
up
And
for a
when they
second
did
though,
singles,
because
Chris, and when they did singles back in the day, Chris, it was the actual fucking
no.
singles you had to buy.
I forgot to. No, I'm not gonna say that's all streaming because I remember when he died, and
dude, his albums continue to blow
no,
up
no.
in
But the thing
sales.
of it is, I remember they took it off of a lot of streaming services at that time, and you had to get the physical of those fucking things. I
Oh.
remember. So that's also another thing that people got to track too. When he died, I remember physical stuff for his albums. They were selling out like hotcakes
But
right
Yeah.
after he died.
Michael,
So
because he's one of the older art, but because he's one of the older artists, his stuff is at least one of the what I call the top artists. He has more chance of getting physical stuff sold than the other people does anyway.
Him and Prince.
Yeah, him
so
and Prince, of course. They're gonna have shoot. There are some rock artists that wish they can sell physical shit. Like I like what's going on right now with Metallica. All their shit is like super streaming now. Remember they were super against that shit because Lars Ulrich needed another motherfucking pool in his house. And like y'all, you're like it's so funny that nobody listens to Metallica no more like they used to. It's
hey,
like, but still, it's like some artists can
Mhm.
overcome. You can deal with that shit. The fact that it got 3 times platinum and it's tough for a single to go platinum. And I want to really make that serious. Like we all made fun of Joe Budden, but that sounds about right for it took that long for him to
mm,
go gold with Pump It Up. It sounds silly, but yes, it would take a long time for it because I remember the first thing everybody said, "Hey, didn't Joe Budden album win platinum?" Me and the Eris at the same time. Gold, slow up, and that was the album
that was
that
just
went
the album,
gold.
that not the single.
Joe Button and
Um,
Platinum don't go in the same sentence.
It
but
don't. I
but
think Joe Budden. I think that album probably finally went. No, it didn't. There ain't no way it went play. It had to go platinum by now. But anyway, go ahead.
So the song saw similar commercial success internationally, charting in the top 20 in all major territories at the time of its release. In the United Kingdom, Remember the Time first entered the chart on February 15th, 1992, placing at number 6. The following week, on February 22nd, the song entered the chart at number 3, where it peaked. The song remained on the chart for a total of 8 weeks. Remember the Time topped the New Zealand charts for 2 consecutive weeks, having first entered the chart at number 3 on February 23rd. It peaked at number 4 in the Netherlands and Switzerland. The song also charted within the top 10 on the French, Australian, Swedish, Italian, and Norwegian charts, peaking at number 5, 6, 8, and 10. It charted in the top 20, peaking at number 16 in Austria, having been reissued for the Jackson's Visionary campaign in 2006. I remember this. I remember that campaign, by the way. Remember the Time peaked at number 2 in Spain on the charts issue date of May 14th, 2016. After Jackson's death in June 2009, his music saw a surge in popularity, of course. In the United Kingdom, on the chart of July 11th, the song re-entered at number 81.
My thing is this. But one thing I will say is this. It's kind of amazing with all the numbers you said. It didn't go number 1.
No, it didn't.
Nah.
I'm not shocked at that, but it's like,
But
and that wasn't even a number 1.
but it goes back to what I said about MJ coming in with New Jack Swing. He came in late.
Yeah, yeah. I think that will probably. I guess. I mean, I guess.
Had he done, put it like this: imagine, if you will, Remember the Time comes out following Any Heartbreak and Bobby Brown's Don't Be Cruel.
Hmm.
I think it would have did better. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think
Don't
it
be
would have did
cruel though,
better.
man. Don't be cruel was
Both hot New Jack Swing albums of 88. And then you got Janet coming in with Rhythm Nation in 89.
that Rhythm Nation was a moment.
Now, again, this was around D. We talked about this. You and I talked about this, like where MJ had he was riding off of his success of Thriller for like I would say damn near 4 years, but from 82 to 84. Remember, we didn't even see, like, no one saw the short film for Thriller until 84. The album had already been out since 82.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, yeah, because Michael's shit was always not delayed,
Not
not
delayed,
delayed,
but he
but
could
charted out.
yeah, he could stretch out an album's success, for a good minute. Because Bad came out in 87, and the last single to come off of that album was Liberian Girl, and that premiered in 89. In which, after he ended his tour in 89, he would go on to basically step out of the spotlight for about a year. Because hey, do you guys remember this? You guys remember the time, like, remember after he finished touring, like after he finished the Bad tour and the album was pretty much done, that he was supposed to put together a greatest hits album in 1990, and we never got that. We never got that.
Isn't technically History the greatest
No.
album?
Yes and no. It was the God, this was around that time in the 90s when not everybody, when certain people were putting out double albums, because Tupac did it with All Eyes on Me, as well as no, it was just All Eyes on Me
Bone
at the
Thugs and
time.
Harmony did it too.
Bone Thugs and Harmony did it, and then Michael did it. History was kind of a pseudo greatest hits,
Greatest hits and new album too as well.
Yeah, because History was
past, present. It was History, past,
present,
future.
and future.
Yeah,
and that was like volume 1, as he called it, because we were supposed to get now. Would you believe it?
Volume 2 was like what, Blood on the Dance Floor.
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah,
Blood on the Dance Floor was volume 2. History in the mixes.
Well, the reason why I remembered it because the front cover is Michael Jackson like this and shit.
The red suit. Hey, I don't care what anybody says. I rock with that. I rock with the red suit.
I ain't knocking it. It's just that cover just again. That's another thing that lives rent free in my head is that cover to Blood on the Dance Floor. That's why I was like, I don't hate Blood on the Dance Floor because that cover just automatically just clicks in my head. So,
D, I got a question for you. Is this our first song that we're talking about off of the Dangerous album?
Yes, it is.
So I want to mention, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this then. The Dangerous album cover.
What, do you have it on you?
I don't have, hold on.
No. You thought you were talking about it. Like, can we show it real quick?
Yeah.
Dangerous album. Yeah, that's the one that was very kind of like
culmination.
Yeah, it was like his eye. It was the eyes, and it had all this. It was a lot of shit that was going on that front cover of the album.
The thing about that, the thing about that album cover that I thought was interesting was that, number one, that album cover is actually a painting.
It had a Victorian vibe to it. I think that was that's the word I was trying to go for.
But it was like it was just a whole freaking painting. And here, I'll show it to you in a sec.
But I heard there was a lot of people that weren't. Another reason why people weren't really big on Dangerous is because
boom.
Yeah,
I want y'all to take a look at this. Observe, if you will, Patient Zero. All right, this album cover.
Patient Zero, nigga.
I say that because, bro, look at this. Look at all the stuff that was going on. Hell, look at the commercial the promotion that went into promoting the album. Do y'all remember any of the commercials for promoting the album?
No, I don't.
I just remember a lot of people. What I remember,
bro,
of that album, just in terms of people talking about it, is the social commentary stuff that he had on that album. That was the main thing that I heard a lot of people talking about.
Well, you heard more of it off of the History album rather than this one. But with this album, the commercials for it I thought were pretty crazy.
I don't
Dude,
even remember commercials for it. That's
oh, I remember because once again,
where were you
Pepsi.
seeing these commercials on? Because I think that's what matters. Because I think people don't realize, like,
Oh, number one,
I
because
feel like
again,
that was. I'm gonna
yeah,
be
because what
real. That sounds
channels
like
is
a
really
German.
showing it? Because to me, like, 'cause I
because
think that's something that people don't realize too. Like when it came to commercials, like whether it was from movies and like Sue was saying, music videos and stuff, it depended on what channels you were
see,
on.
but
So
this wasn't. But see, but that's the thing. This wasn't just a commercial. This wasn't a commercial for the music videos. I'm talking about the commercial for the album.
no, that's what I'm saying. Even for the
Like
album,
when the
I
album was
never.
when the album was coming out, MTV used to run this commercial. They
See, I
used to
barely remember commercials. So yeah,
they
you're probably
ran the
right on that.
commercial. They ran the commercial for Dangerous. You would see Michael running through a freaking alley, making it look like he was being chased by somebody again. I remember he wore the white shirt from Black and White with the black pants and the freaking armband and all that stuff. And I remember the song that played was "Who Is It." I remember another one where he was wearing all black, similar to the Stranger in Moscow video, and he was dancing in the freaking desert. Like he was over. Yes, Chris. He was dancing in the Rue Holly.
Who is it? Was in the desert.
No, it wasn't. Who is in the closet was in the
Yeah, in the closet was in the
Okay.
was in the
All
desert.
right. I'm
Mexico.
sorry. D had to look this up. D had to look this up. So number 10 was Amy Grant. Number 9 was Tevin Campbell. Number 8 is Atlantic Star. Number 7 was Diamonds and Pearls. Not
Tevin
bad,
Campbell was
Prince.
still charting in '92, huh?
Yep. Number 6 was Eric Clapton. Number
That makes
five.
sense.
Number 5, Bitch How. Save the Best for Last by Vanessa Williams.
Yeah, she
Uh,
was still relevant.
Number 4, I love your smile.
Do, do, do,
Oh yeah,
do, do,
Number
do.
Chinese.
3, number 3, remember the time. So D, what beat out Remember the Time? I had to tell you, a banger beat it. I'm too sexy for myself. Too
Yeah,
sexy for. I'm sorry, a banger beat it. A banger beat it.
yeah. I'm too
But,
sexy.
but number 1, To Be With You by Mr. Big. I fucking hate you white people. I hate you white people. Y'all don't even play that song no more. Oh,
That tells you what was more timeless. Remember the
ooh.
time or that one? Exactly.
But that,
Remember the
but I,
time.
but that was bugging me. I was like, who else is on that list that's beating out Mike at that time? So I had to look around. I just had to look around. Just to give another, just real quick. Number 12 was Nirvana Teen Spirit. Number 13, Michael Bolton, Missing You Now, Chris, because I know you was about to ask me, Chris. And God, Finally by CC Preston was 17.
Finally.
Yeah, so I just like just to throw it in perspective. I just had to get that out there. Like, wait
Hey,
a minute,
you know it's
what the
wild.
fuck was better than that when it came out?
The
Whatever.
fact that the Dangerous tour made 100 million, inflation 200 million now, 100 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, it made 100 million, but it wasn't beating. It didn't beat the Bad Tour. The Bad Tour beat
How's
it by
that tour
20.
pulling?
Like, well, the Bad Tour beat it by $23 million.
123 million it made.
Yeah,
Wow.
basically, you could say that Mike made $1 million per show, like per concert, because the total number of shows that he did was 123, and he performed it to a total audience count of 4.4 million people
The fact that the
across the
equivalent
world.
of that is today with Taylor Swift and Beyonce pretty much cracking that is crazy.
However, in a sense, his most profitable tour was his history tour. He did 56 and made more money doing the history tour than he did during the Bad Tour.
To me, and no knock on Bad Errors, that I take the history tour as like
But
I would say prime Mike because that was like perfect
Nah,
everything
hold
of
on
him
though.
as,
But
I
isn't
as
disagree.
one. I don't know.
I disagree
Put it
because
this way. Put it this
people
way.
say
I
people,
feel as though that people look at the way you look at that is the way you look at Mortal Kombat. What's Mortal Kombat at 3? You look at it the way you look at Mortal Kombat 3.
no, the reason why people still put the Bad Tour in the highest regard over out of all of his tours is because Bad Tour was the last. Well, Dangerous Tour to a certain extent was the last time that Mike performed every. Like he actually sang every song while performing it. Now it was it was like hit or miss with the Dangerous tour. Bad tour, he sang every freaking song. But History, it was mostly playback because let's be real, around this time Mike was what, 30, like what, he was like 35, 36.
Don't get me
I
lying.
mean, Matt has a good point on this one because it was like Into the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, and then you had Dangerous album too on top of that. Crazy.
So here, and yes, D, I muted it. So
yeah, you don't want to get those.
I ain't say nothing.
So no, I'm just saying I
gonna
muted it. I want you to see this. This is the commercial. Now, what's playing through this is Who Is It?
Why is he wearing the white stuff from?
This is from Black or White. Well,
Yeah.
it's the outfit he wore in Black or White. Because remember, this is when the album was about to come out.
So he's basically like, keep that on. We got
don't
this.
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember none of
this.
Yeah, this was a Pepsi commercial.
I don't remember none of this. I am thirsty for Pepsi now.
If you think about
it,
if you think about what I love about this is that this is literally the album cover, like brought to life.
The fuck?
Every aspect of this is the album cover.
What the hell, Mike?
That's definitely out there.
No, this is what I like to call. God damn it, 90s fading in and out.
The old Pepsi
Choice
logo.
Of a new generation.
Yep, that was it.
Remember, if you're drinking Coca-Cola, you support Nazis.
If you support Nazis.
Oh man.
So
that's yeah.
The fact that the Dangerous album didn't really get much on the Grammy side other than like best production.
Dude, we already said it. He's always there. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
No, you said what? You talking about the album? Was
the album? The album. I think it got best production.
Oh, hey. So
best engineer. Yes, best.
Gentlemen, that commercial that I just showed y'all. Guess who was the director for it?
Don't tell me there's like somebody unnecessarily big.
Clint Eastwood, Scorsese. I don't fucking know.
Joe was it Joe
Piscopo?
No, Pitka.
Comedian Joe Piscopo?
No, Joe Pitka. The guy who did
fucking Joe Pitka.
Dude, he's the guy who directed fucking Beat It.
Like I know.
We didn't know that. No, I'm sorry, Eris,
Okay,
I'm so used to Michael Jackson being like, all right, y'all.
You really think that Mike is out here directing shit by himself?
No, maybe.
I'm so used to Michael Jackson going, all right, y'all, this is a Pepsi commercial. So I know the perfect person to do this. All right, who? Ladies and gentlemen.
I want you to understand.
Be like, ladies and gentlemen, Steven Spielberg. This is a commercial.
I want you to understand. No, I want you to understand the reason why. The reason why I said that, like with that amount of passion is because, nigga, he was the director for Space Jam. As much as we go on that movie,
sure,
he directed Space Jam.
I thought a Michael Jordan sycophant with somebody with Warner Brothers.
See, if it was a Michael Jordan syndicate,
I'm sorry.
No, but sir, if it was a Michael Jordan syndicate, we wouldn't have the greatest joke ever. What kind of?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't Beat It. He actually directed quite a few videos for MJ. He directed The Way You Make Me Feel, Dirty Diana, and Heal the World.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have got such jokes as what kind of camera is that? Put the camera away. Turn that camera.
Again,
This is the same Joe
showed up with no lines. Don't do that.
This is the hey Chris. This is the same Joe, by the way, that told a bunch of Crips to stop smoking.
Nigga.
On the set of You Way You Make Me Feel, Mike was like, he's like, they're smoking over there, Joe.
Is he white? Is he white?
Yeah, he's white.
Okay.
Think about.
Can you get them to stop smoking?
Dude, and he said, and I quote, and it's on the Bad history, the history of Bad 25, where he goes, Mike comes to me and he was telling me that they were smoking, and I go, okay, I know what to do. He turned around and said, will you guys fucking knock it off?
Good for him. Because here goes Michael. Yeah. Make me sick how y'all niggas always smoking in this motherfucker.
I like the look of semi-doubt that Chris is giving me.
Because realistically, this would have happened after he said that.
What's that, nigga?
Because you know I'm right. You know I'm right.
First of all, that is I understand that's a director. If there was a
Now
bunch
that
of
nigga out.
Tupac, hold up. If it was a bunch of Tupacs, yes. Cause seeing how he walked into the Hughes brothers office for for Mr. Society.
Hey, sorry, man. You lost it to Lorenz Tate. Get the fuck out of here, Tupac.
But no, I mean
Tupac Rage.
he just no,
I heard payback, motherfucker.
no, Tupacalypse now activated.
First off, fuck your video and the shit.
So, you know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a side tangent. I'm still amazed. I sat there and watched Random Compton. Like, man, Ice Cube didn't walk into that office and do all that shit. And Ice Cube was like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, oh, well, I feel stupid for thinking that was a bullshit falsified story. My bad.
But from what you said, Chris, about this album, yeah, there was a lot of socially conscious
Black
material.
and white alone.
You know, yeah, it was a very socially conscious album, which I think he kind of picked up off of his sister, because Rhythm Nation was a very socially conscious album.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like if there is somebody that you get inspiration of, it has to be your sibling who is pretty much your equal. So fuck it. Why
I
not?
mean, when you gave her the blessing to use the military shit that he was going to use for Rhythm Nation,
I'm kind of mad that we didn't get both of them in military attire in a video.
yeah, you're right.
I'm kind of mad.
I mean, the closest. I mean, look, nigga. Instead, all we got is them filmed in black and white dancing.
I thought Scream would have got us close to that at least.
So dancing with freaking backdrops of Akira and other anime.
I thought Scream would have been close as we would have got to that, but we didn't. But you know, hey, it is what it is.
Well, I would say this: if the media didn't shit on Mike, we probably would have got it.
Yeah,
because Scream was literally him like clapping back at everybody.
Fuck them niggas. Fuck them niggas.
I've seen
start saying shit.
I did. Okay, look, it was cute. One last thing before we end it off. It was very cute. It's on Instagram. There's a video of Janet and Mike writing Scream together.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that on YouTube. Somebody put it up on YouTube. It's actually pretty nice to watch.
It's very endearing just seeing the two of them, writing it, just coming up with the whole just compositing like the whole thing together. And when Mike's like he was like stop messing with me, stop. And he goes, stop, Janet, stop fucking with me. He goes, Janet, I can't say that. I can't say it. He's like,
you're crazy, Janet. You're crazy.
He was like, I really don't want to say. Like, come on, Mike. You want to say it. That's how you feel. It's like, yeah, I do feel like that, but I don't feel it's right for me to say that.
Michael, we ain't got to get the fuck away from me.
That's the joke.
He's doing one of these numbers.
Just a shrew, just loose papers out of nowhere.
Yeah, take this shit.
No,
we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that.
Michael, like this. I can't think. I can't look like. I'm sorry, Janet. Everybody just got me stressed out, and I just don't know how to feel right now. Did you do coke before you get in? No, I did not.
It's like, Tito, get out the room now.
Get out the room now, Tito. I'm about to party real quick. Again, like
Joel the Bump Silver kicks open the door. Glad you asked, Michael.
Chris, you weren't there last time we did it, but I said last time, that one time Michael stood up for Tito. Like, yeah, Randy, it's always up your nose instead of everybody else's. Tito bought the coat. Yeah, I bought the coat. See, he's defending Tito in this one.
He's defending while at the same time dry snitching in front of him, and Randy reacting in the only way that he can.
Let me tell you something.
Joe Jackson about to pull off the belt, and I'm like, but Dad, I'm grown. Don't matter, son.
Here's look, Janet, look, everybody get in there. Yeah, leave. That's right. All this drug use in here make me sick.
Isn't that Latoya, sir? Wouldn't that be Latoya that would be still sticking around?
Well, well, Chris. Number one, I did the little
Was that
snorting
before?
up. No, Chris, I did the snorting up the nose. We know very well. Latoya can't snuck them through her nose because she had like multiple nose jobs.
I mean, was that before or after she betrayed Mike by trying to throw that nigga under the bus when he first got accused?
I
Top five
love
anime betrayals of all time.
that wasn't our top five. That
No,
was
it wasn't.
top
That
five.
wasn't top five. That was just
Mike sitting in
sir,
the
sir.
Mike
That
sitting in the
was
courtroom.
sir. That was not top five. That was it. That was number 10 on Watch Mojo's anime trail.
Why-
Okay?
Again, errors didn't exist at the time, but I like to think this happened. Mm, mm. Hello, channel what? Oh fuck this bitch.
TMZ, you son of a bitch.
Well, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you one that really hurt.
Entertainment Tonight. It was Entertainment Tonight, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Entertainment Tonight.
John Tesh, you son of a bitch.
No. I think it wasn't 60 Minutes, but it was. Actually, it was just it was a freaking excerpt that showed up on probably 6 o'clock news. So since we're talking about this, I remember he was in the middle of I guess he was rehearsing for the third leg of the Dangerous tour, which ultimately got canceled. He was rehearsing The Way You Make Me Feel. He was going to incorporate it back into the set, and I remember it was so painful to watch because around the time when he was like singing and watching his backup dancers dance to to his vocals, the man was like semi monotone while singing because he was being told by his lawyers at the time, like right there on the spot, that he was getting sued for child abuse. It was on the spot, dude. It crushed him. You want to watch somebody?
That's a spirit crusher right there.
You want to watch somebody's spirit get crushed in the middle of rehearsal? It was that.
Yeah, that's
It was painful, very painful to watch.
imagine.
Like my man broke down, had to go and went into rehab, and God, I felt bad for Mike. I really did.
I mean, it was pretty much this.
So the next
Sir, that was not the case, because full well when he did the Live from Neverland response video, his hair was a lot more shoveled than him holding the freaking rifle.
That being said, next time we do Michael Jackson eras, I'm not really sure what video we want to go to next, but I think I want to go to Bad. But I also want us to get something done off of Dangerous, or not Dangerous.
Wait,
something done off.
Wait,
off
we're going back. Wait, we're going back to Bad?
Why not?
No, back to the album?
Nigga, why the fuck not? Why,
Okay,
well, maybe I want us to do the way you make you feel. Maybe D was no, because I don't believe that. But the point is,
don't believe what, Negro?
no, maybe I want to save the best shit for last, and we ain't gonna touch Thriller until I say so.
Oh wow, that's a threat.
You know what? I'm getting real. Look, Chris, you can shut the fuck up, okay? You can shut.
Hey,
Red, all right.
Hey, first off, I occasionally pop up during your guys' episodes and then just enjoy watching the shenanigans.
First off, hold on, I'm missing the motherfucker like a shit.
Hey, check out Mr. Burn This Disco Out over here.
I know, right? Hey, see me to look. If you love it so much, sing "The Girl Is Mine." Sing it right now if you love it so much.
Hang on a second, and screen cap.
Oh my God, he is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been a good episode of BAM. We will see you next time. Wow, he is screen cap. We'll see y'all.
There
next
it goes. No,
there
he's back.
We out,
But y'all froze.
We out, y'all. We see y'all next time.